E te iwi kua tai te wā mo te tukinga whakamutunga o te whakataetai Bartercard Cup ki wainga nui I ēnei kapa e rua. Hoki rua wiki ki muri I kite I tetehi o ngā pakanga nui whakaharahara wātu o te roanga ake o tēnei whakataetai ki wainga nui te kapa Harbour League me te kapa Auckland Lions. Ko tahirau, whitu miniti I tākoro I roto I taua tukinga kia hua ake ko te kapa Auckland Lions, te tīma I Wikitoria I uru atu hoki ki roto I te whiringa toa. Nō reira ko te pātai nui mō tēnei rā tonu, ko wai te tīma ka whai hua I roto I te whiringa toa o te whakataetai Bartercard Cup Auckland Lions ka tuki ki te kapa Harbour League. Hi, kia ora no e te iwi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Māori Television's live and exclusive coverage of the grand final of the 2007 Bartercard Cup final between the Auckland Lions and Harbour League. Ko te arahi mai pi tōku ingoa, and our venue here is Mount Smart Stadium number 1, and let's bring in one of our commentators for today's game, former Kiwi International and New Zealand selector Tony Kemp. E te rangatira tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe te auri.
Tony, it's been a long season. It's the last ever Bartercard Cup final. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am. I think, you know, Harbour League haven't been in a final before. Of course, the Auckland Lions, they bring what is known as the team of the year, team of the century probably to the game today, but it's looking out to be a cracking one. We've got good blokes here singing some music for us. The crowds come out in force, and of course, it's going to be a wonderful day here at Mount Smart Stadium.
Ai ka tika rā ere, titiro atu ana ki tēnei kēmu. Looking at this game, take 2 weeks back when we saw that epic final, are you expecting something along those lines?
Yeah, I am. Look, 187 minutes for the Harbour League team that played in the last 2 weeks. They're well seasoned for this one, Te Ara here, week off for the Lions. I don't know whether that's done them any good, to be honest, because they were pretty happy. I was speaking to Kenny McIntosh during the week, and he was saying they really hurt after that loss to the Lions last time. So you probably couldn't have asked for a better final. Harbour get another shot. Let's hope it's not another 107 minutes, but I think they can do it. Weather may play a part in it. It's going to be a good forward battle up front, but you know, the Lions are the team to beat. Let's just hope Harbour can compete with them.
Ai tau toko hoki anau I o kōrero nō reira. E te iwi kia whakawhiti atu tātou ki o mātou māngai mō tēnei. Ke mu meo rā te whakaro, Dale husband Richie Barnett and Tāwera Nico.
Tēnā koe te arahi, and I know you guys have been moaning so much about us being up in the commentary booth throughout the season. We thought we'd do our report pre-final from out in the grandstand here at Mount Smart. What a game we're in for this afternoon, folks. It's going to be one ripper, and the two teams that have really dominated the Bartercard Cup competition this year are in the final. Harbour League line up against the Auckland Lions. Now, of course, Tāwera Nico spent most of his career in football in the engine room. With the rain having come down in Tamaki Makaurau this morning, I guess, T, it's going to be won or lost in the forwards?
Yeah, certainly is going to be a very tough game, but I just want to say congratulations to both teams. 2007 Bartercard Cup final, mate, the last one ever. It's going to be an exciting game. Obviously, the conditions are going to play a part today, Dale. Very wet, slippery ground. I think if the forwards and which team that lays a very solid foundation earlier on in the game will have the upper hand. It's going to be very tight. If it was dry, I'd pick the Lions, but it's a bit of a leveller today, so we saw 107 minutes of football 2 weeks ago between these two teams, and I think it's going to be very close once again.
Well, that was a game that will take a long time to forget, that's for sure. It was a huge battle out in West Auckland. We've heard about the forward battle. It's going to be a good one in the backs today too, Richie Barnett.
Absolutely. Harbour League will need to have their players, their backs. Certainly backs get involved more often. The last 2 weeks they haven't been doing that. Paul Samoa was an outstanding for at fullback. Howie Matthews for the Lions in superb form. Those two could be the difference, as you see with Matty Bowen for North Queensland. They can really make a difference in final football, so look out for those two.
Coaching tactics from these two coaches. We've got McIntosh and Lowry, an untried combination coming into this season, but gee, they've done well with their squad. And of course Brent Gemmell, who's a pretty canny coach, and he's got their team running well. What sort of tactics can we expect from them this afternoon?
Yeah, well, I think both those coaches have done exceptionally well. First year in the Bartercard Cup competition, both in the final. The big thing about today is having a very good kicking game. Last week, Harbour did not have Jared Trott on the field. He'll be back this week. He's going to be a big influence for the Harbour side. If they're going to win this, he's really got to stand up and take some control of the game.
Kicking game so vitally important, and you'd agree with that. We've got Jared Trott out there. The luxury of having Dwayne Glasgow on the bench, that'll work well for Harbour League.
Well, you need a backup. Dwayne Glasgow's been in good form too, but Jared Trott is exceptional, and I think his kicking game will be instrumental from both sides. The kicking game must be pinpoint. Looking forward to the battle.
And so am I. Hope you enjoy it this afternoon. It's going to be one heck of a tussle, but for now we'll go and get sideline conditions, which how he might be.
Hi, kia ora, Dale. It's nice to see the boys out amongst it, you know, going back to their nice air-conditioned units they've had throughout the whole year, where me and Tony Kemp have to rough it on the sideline. But it's a great atmosphere here. Crowds turned out, even though it's a bit rain, the rain's coming down here at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. Fantastic crowd here for a great occasion, the last ever Bartercard Cup Grand Final. And what we're all hoping to see is a replay of that first semi-final clash 2 weeks ago, where it ended 107 minutes of football, intense rugby league, which ended 44-40 victorious winners, the Auckland Lions. Nō reira, kia titiro atu anō ki taua kēmu papaira wātu. Nā koe nei te kēmu nui, ara te kaumātoru miniti I hipa, kia whakawhiti atu a sala whālongo I te rārangi mo te piro tuatahi.
Well, it didn't take long. 6 minutes later, this man was the end of some good chain passing. Dave Fisiahi takes the ball right around underneath the post for the Auckland Lions.
Nā whai ana I te tauira o taua hau tipua ko te tehi atu mo te kapa Harbour League. Ra kuira te tangata nei a tui Samoa, whawhati te rārangi kia whai piro mo te kapa Harbour.
Well, in the 28th minute, Harbour struck again, and it was this man, Daniel Bell, who strolled through a gaping hole in the Auckland Lions defensive line to make it 12-all.
Jeremiah Pai tū hei tū whāngai mo tēnei kewura, kuira tāna ki te whati te rārangi, tuku te pāhi kia Puawao Samoa.
Well, right on the stroke of half-time was exciting stuff, and Sala Whalonga laid on the good pass for Sunuila to score a try.
Ara kia tīmata ke te wehenga tuarua ko Kemi Uwase I whakawhiti te rārangi.
Well, that man had been in devastating form all year, and he carried this into the major semi-final. The strike ribbon on the right-hand side, Sala Whalonga scores his second try.
I ngā kēmu matua ka titiro atu koe mō kai tākoro matua kuira a Shonata I whai piro ki te kokonga.
Well, the next try came after a big dummy from Joel Freeman, and everyone bought it.
Ara ko Regan Wiga no hoki tērā a huatanga anō.
Well, this is when they needed to really step up, and this man did the job. Here he is, Shonata, came back, and he's been in scintillating form all year, and he carries it form into the major semi-final.
Nā kāore I oti ake I reira Jeremiah Pai haere ki te taha kāpō Dylan Moses me te whana ki te kokunga ko wai te tangata whai piro ko Shonata.
Well, there it was, just about the game. They thought they had the game all wrapped up, but right on the 80th minute, they came through. Sunuila makes a great break, pops the ball out to Fisiahi, and he scores right on the hooter. 40 points to all.
Nā kuira te tīmatanga o te mea papai o tēnei kēmu. Sunuila ka rehe piro tērā.
Well, there were several different opportunities in the extra time. Here it is, it comes out to Moses. He drops the goal from 40 metres. It's going. No, it bounces off the post.
Nā kau kuina no hoki tēnā ko Fisiahi tēnei ki te kokunga E whawhai ana te whakawhiti te rārangi ngari ki hai.
Well, desperate, the defence calls for desperate measures. Howie Matthews too relaxed, but here it was here. This was the break that led to the winning try for the Auckland Lions after 27 minutes of exciting overtime play. A sensational match, and it's that man there, Paul Fisiahi, who scores the winning try to take out the major semi-final. 44 points to 40. What a fantastic match.
Throughout the year, we've seen some fantastic football in the Bartercard Cup. We've also seen some fantastic commentary coming from our very talented Dale husband, a very, very talented man, and which also displayed his singing talents on another show on Māori television, Homai Te Paki Paki. So let's have a look now at the man of the moment, Dale Husband, as he takes us through his rendition of a very famous song, as well as looking at back some of the highlights of the 2007 Bartercard Cup.
Okay, fun, stand up and have a boogie with Mr. Dale Husband.
Well, look about, look about, look about, look about, ooh, wee. Look about, look about, look about, ooh, wee. Ooh, ooh, wee. Well, she's so fine, fine, fine. She's so fine, fine, fine. She's so fine, she's so fine, fine, fine. Well, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Everyone, blessings from a tree. I love her, I need her. She means so much to me because she's alright. She's alright. Yeah, she's got what it takes, and the girl is really race. For she's my cutie fruity, my heart, my love, my baby beauty. She's alright. Yeah, she's got just what it takes. Yeah, she's got what it takes, and the girl, she's really great. Here we go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Really petite, the finest girl you ever want to be. One more time, here we go. Really petite, the finest girl you ever want to be. Here we go now. Really petite, the finest girl you ever want to be. Hey!
Dale Husband, the finest commentator you ever want to meet. Kempy, what do you reckon?
Oh, my te paki, re petite, Dale Husband, outstanding, mate. He should be down here in the field.
Oh, I reckon so was national anthem to come. Engari, e hangai tupu ana ki ngā mea e whakanui ana I ngā kaitākaro o te whakataetai Bartercard Cup, a part of the celebrations in this grand final day, acknowledging some of the stalwarts, some of the legends of the Bartercard Cup. 3 players acknowledged today. Alex Timo from the Canterbury Bulls, 111 games. Joe Vaivale from Harbour League, also 108 games. And Henry Turua from the Waitakere Rangers, also getting 111 games this year. Ara kuira ngā tohu ki te whakahonore I aua kaitākaro kua eke ki taua taumata te whakataetai Bartercard Cup. Engari I tēnei wā tonu. Right now the big emphasis is the grand final, and Tāwera Nico, one of our commentators, is talking with the new head coach of Auckland Lions, Brent Gemmell.
Well, kia ora, joining me now is the coach of the Auckland Lions. Brent, grand final day, must be very exciting for you, mate.
Oh, look, it's an awesome day. You know, we've worked all year for this, and we just can't wait to get out there and actually put it all into play now.
Mate, your side has been outstanding all year. Today's conditions obviously going to play a big part in the match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all about executing now with that wet weather. We've got to make sure we're on the right parts of the field and get into our kicks and completing our sets. So it changes a little bit, but not a hell of a lot.
You played 2 weeks ago against the Harbour side in a classic semi-final encounter. How do you think they're going to come out today?
Oh, look, these guys are going to be full of passion and desire. They've fought their way through to the final, and they're looking to take that last step. And, you know, fortunately, we've had some fresh legs. We're keen. Last Bartercard, and we're certainly going to go out there and make sure we come home with the victory today.
Mate, I picked your halfback there, Calvin Wright, to be one of the most outstanding players this year in the Bartercard Cup. Obviously, need him to be a very strong game today.
Seasoned campaigner, been to a number of these before, and you know, there's guys around him that are going to do some damage as well. So, yeah, Calvin will be fine today, mate.
Brent Gemmell, Auckland Lions, mate. Good luck for today's match, and congratulations your first year in coaching.
Thanks, Tāwera. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Koeira ngā whakaro o Brent Gemmell, koeira te kaiako hou with the kapa Auckland Lions. Richie Barnett also got in the sheds with Harbour League, and he spoke to their head coach, Kenny McIntosh.
Kia ora, te Ari Maipi, and with me is Kenny McIntosh, the coach of the Harbour side. You had a hard road to the final. You've had the Bulls and an epic semi-final really against the Auckland Lions 2 weeks ago. There'll be no motivation leading into this final for sure.
No, there's not. You know, the first semi-final against the Lions, we disappointed. The boys were hurting after that. You know, you could see how much hurt was there. To see them celebrate, you know, a couple of minutes out, you know, that's something special from a coach's point of view, to see them celebrate like that and see them so happy. But yeah, motivation-wise, we watched the DVD on Tuesday night. We haven't had a lot to time on the field this week, or even over the last 2 weeks. We've been in the pool and just DVDs, and yeah.
So you've played semi-finals before over in the NRL in Auckland. You've been around the traps. What can you transfer what you've learned over your period to these guys on the field today?
Just not to be happy just to make the grand final. You know, grand final is something, and to lose one, which, you know, I've experienced myself, very hurting, but to win one, something outstanding, something you'll never forget in your life, and you got 18 or 17 blokes out there with you.
So with the Auckland Lions, mate, how do you beat the Auckland Lions?
We've spoken about it, you know, with the weather out there the way it is, but wet. You know, we're looking for a few offloads. You know, we got them last time. We're poking our noses through the defence, and we got them that way, and just everyone pushing forward.
Well, I wish you all the best, Kenny, for a magnificent game today, and yeah, all the best wishes.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Nō reira, koira ngā whakaaro o ngā kaiako e rua, engari he hanga whakaaro o tēnei kaiako tawhito. Those are the two thoughts from the head coaches. A lot of pressure on both of those sides, but what do you think is going to be the key ingredients for a team getting the win today?
Well, obviously, they've woken up this morning and the heavens have opened and let out a bit of rain. It's going to be a tight battle in the middle of the park, and I'm sure both coaches have spoken to their teams about that. Whoever dominates the middle of the park today and dominates the kicking game will go a long way to winning the game of footy today.
Well, just looking at it, what key players? I mean, it's a big game, and this is the time when you want your big players to stand up. Who are going to be the key guys today?
Well, if you look at the Auckland Lions, you've got Uwisi, Regan Wigg, and of course, the likes of Salafai Luga on the outsides that are going to create a bit of space. But for Harbour, of course, I think it's Jared Trott, Jeremiah Pai, and that man at the back, Paul Vaisama, who showed us last week what he could do with a little bit of space. So it's going to be a good game early on. There's going to be a lot of contact. It's going to be physical. It's a grand final. Harbour haven't been here before, and of course the Lions are the holders of last year's trophy.
Well, of course, the Auckland Lions are a club that's synonymous with this Bartercard Cup, winning the last 3 in a row. How much of that big game experience is going to be evident and is going to be crucial for today's game?
Well, geez, you look at them, the least experienced bloke out there for Auckland Lions today is their coach, Brett Gemmell. He hasn't been in this situation before. He's a very driven young coach, and as you saw in his report to Tāwera before the game, he just can't wait for the game to kick off. So I think the experience plays a lot in it. You've got players there. Calvin Wright, he was outstanding in last year's grand final. He's obviously looking forward to having another one here. It's the last Bartercard Cup, and will be a fitting way for Auckland Lions to get their name stamped on it forever.
Ka tika rā, this is the last Bartercard Cup, year 2000. Do you think there is a little bit more stigma, a little bit more mana behind this, it being the last one?
Of course, you know, it's like, I suppose, Tāwera, you know, running around with it for his last trip down to Melbourne, you know what I mean? So it always has a bit of stigma about it when it is your last game. And of course, it's been our last competition game in this current format. It's going to be a big one here at Mount Smart Stadium, so I'm looking forward to it, Te Ari.
Ai, tika rā e hua kei te tautoko au whakaaro. Engari, e te wiki a mautonu mai, ka ahua tu mātou ki ngā kai kōrero o tēnei kemu I muri tonu I ngā whakatairanga e whai ake nei. They're unbreakable. They're committed. They're dynamic. Live and free to air. Harvey Norman New Zealand Breakers in the ANBL coming soon on Māori television.
When you start a new job, there are some things you can be sure of. Like, you'll perfect your presentation skills. You'll discover you have things in common with your workmates. Someone will take you under their wing, whether you like it or not. You'll wish your overalls were dirty like everyone else's. Plus, you can be sure that KiwiSaver will be available. It's the easy way to save for your future. The government will start you off with $1,000 and match your savings with up to $1,040 a year. Visit kiwisaver.govt.nz to see if you'll be automatically enrolled. KiwiSaver, making easy work of saving.
Second-hand smoke contains over 200 poisons and can damage the health of your kids. Winding down the window won't help, as the poisons will linger long after the smoke has disappeared. Make your car smoke-free.
It's not okay to punch a hole in the wall to show your wife who's boss.
Or scream abuse at your children just because you're unhappy.
It's not okay to blame the drink.
Or use your culture as an excuse for what you know is wrong.
It's not okay that in this country the police respond to a family violence incident every 7.5 minutes.
That every year an average of 14 New Zealand women,
6 men
and 10 children
are killed by a member of their own family.
And it's not okay to look the other way and say it's not our problem.
Because it is our problem.
And it's not okay. Ever.
But it is okay to ask for help.
Don't you hate having to pay to use other banks' ATMs? At ANZ you have free access to almost 700 ATMs around the country. They're everywhere. See?
To honour the past
past, we must prepare for the future. Text MAG to 8868 for your free copy of Taiohi.
Hey, cheer, bro. How's it going?
Hey, cheer, brothers. How's it going? This is what you folks been up to during the off-season.
We've got the domestic league and the Kiwi league all safe.
Is that right there, boys?
That's right, bro.
Oh, what you got?
Most points scored in the Bartercard Cup.
Steve Buckingham. Easy, mate.
See, not too good, mate. What about the Kings, mate?
What about the most tries in the Tri-Nation?
Nigel Vagana.
Give him a hard one.
Granny Gate episode, who was involved?
Oh, Nathan Feen, mate.
You're smart now.
And that's why you boys should just worry about your cans, mate. Leave the stats alone.
Boil up for league fans, Tuesday on Māori television.
Gotta feed the mind.
Code on netball.
What do you think of J-May's comeback? You know, she's had about 4 or 5 already.
You couldn't be a Kiwi and not play netball.
Does he need to race? He wants to race one of them. I can't handle it because
You pulled a hammy.
Making excuses already.
Are you watching the netball, the game, or...?
The netball, brother. I'm a happily married man. Mine's a ring of confidence.
Get to know your code. Thursdays 8:30 on Māori television.
E te ui hoki mai anō kia whakaata Māori e pāpāhoana I te whiringa toa o te whakataetai Bartercard Cup o te taurua mano mawhitu ki Wainganui te kapa Auckland Lions me te kapa Harbour League. It has been a very long season with a lot of highlights leading up to this point, the grand final between the Auckland Lions and Harbour League. And Kempi, I just want to ask you, we'll just go through a couple of scenarios. Best impact player for you in year 2007?
Oh, Sione Tucker has to be the biggest impact player off the bench this year. Him and Dion Briggs have been outstanding for the Harbour side, especially leading through the semi-finals football. But Sione Tucker, watch out for him in the future.
And just also on that point, just one thing I want to talk about is the battle of the benches. There's a lot of emphasis going on, key guys, halfbacks, your standoffs, you know, your forward packs, but a lot of elements, you know, the injection of guys like Sione Tucker and also Eddie Purcell on the Auckland Lions. Who do you think will win the tussle out of the impact players from the bench?
Geez, you'd have to say that the last time these two teams met, Eddie Purcell was the difference for the Auckland Lions. But looking at Sione Tucker and Dion Briggs, when they come on in the last 2 weeks, they've added the extra input and allowed the team to get back on the scoreboard and get back in the game. So it's going to be a well-used bench today, I think. However Kenny McIntosh uses it, I don't care, mate. Get Sione Tucker on as soon as you can. Eddie Purcell, he played nearly 70 minutes of football in his last game, so whether they're going to use him in the same capacity today, I'm not too sure.
And you'd have to measure, and I'll ask you this, player of the year, we've talked about impact player, who's been your best player overall in this competition?
Geez, I'd have to say that Calvin Wright would have to take that accolade as best player of the year. He's got his team out of so many tight spots. He's got big shoulders to carry a lot of impetus on what the Auckland Lions bring along. So, you know, he's been outstanding in that number 7 jersey. He's been there, done it. Of course, well, like I said, we've seen him here in last year's grand final. He was the difference last year, so I wonder if he's going to be the difference again today.
Exactly right, because he was the person who won the player of the match for the grand final last year. Nō reira, ka tika e hoa te rapea kua ia te rerekētanga ki Wainganui ngā kapa e rua nei. Nō reira, kia whakawhiti atu I nāne ki a mātou māngai, me o rātou whakaro a Dale, Richie, rātou ko tāwera.
Thanks again, Tarahi. Yeah, and well, you spoke about the benches. It will be very important how they come on. We've seen some of the best in the business coming off the interchange bench this year. You've already touched on Eddie Purcell, but in fact, Richie Barnett, all 4 from both squads are great off the bench, and both coaches have luxuries of having that sort of firepower sitting sideline.
It's just great to see Tony Kemp and Te Arahi down there. I hope they can stay there now a bit longer. It's raining down there, but you're right, off the bench, certainly players that can make an impact. But I personally think that the likes of Julian O'Neill, Matthew Stern for the Auckland Lions, they're hardened professionals, spent their time in England over a 10-year period. They're used to playing these conditions. It could be a key.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very exciting game, and like you said before, one hard note for me is Harbour League. I see young Dwayne Glasgow coming off the bench in regards to Jeremiah playing at 6. I probably would have swapped those players around and have Jeremiah play at loose forward and maybe Sean Metcalf come off. So be interesting to see what happens though.
Well, we're about to get underway, and we're just waiting on an opportunity to join our kaiwaiata for the national anthem here at Mount Smart Stadium.
Do you want to send it through?
we see that's Joe Vaifali there, Dale, in the crowd, I think it is.
Certainly is. He's not playing today, but fantastic that Joe has spent 100 games in Bartercard Cup. It's a great effort and a great crowd here today.
Actually acknowledging a few players who made the 100 games in this competition. It's a little sad seeing the Bartercard Cup demise, but it's going to be replaced with the competition I think all league fans throughout the country will warm to. We're certainly excited by what Tony Kemp has explained to us about the structure of the competition, zonal and regional headouts next year, plus of course the introduction of the best club format too, which I think will find favour with Kiwi League fans right across the country.
Certainly some names there. Ben Mortolino there in the green, saw just previously.
Yeah, I just want to have a bit of a shout out to my lovely wife Hayley, still in North Shore Hospital there, Dale. Yeah.
Can I also congratulate Tawara and Hayley? They had a baby girl just this morning, and you know, we're all thrilled for you, matey, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Call your dad or Koro.
Yeah, no, super dad, super Koro, anything will do.
Congratulations, Hayley.
Don't worry, I'll be home.
You did all the
tomorrow,
work. T was sleeping in the hospital.
I'll be home tomorrow after I go out.
£9.10, baby, big and healthy. Bonnie, baby, and another Tainui kid. So good to hear about that.
Got to grow the tribe, cuz got to grow the tribe.
Congratulations to you, and you good lady. All right, just about ready for the national anthem. And, doesn't that assume we're going to get Tawara and Richie to hit us with it?
They got the wrong CD in there, though.
Well, it's hard to believe it's the last Bartercard Cup game.
It might be a nice chance too to I know it's. Yeah, well, all the teams that made up the competition, it has done what it set out to do, and that's to provide a stepping stone for players, a shop front window, if you will, for them to show their stuff. And when we look at the NRL now, there are just dozens of players who are playing NRL football as a result of hitouts in the Bartercard Cup over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, just like the big mihi to all our viewers there, all around the motu who've tuned in all year to watch Māori television and watch the Bartercard Cup competition. It's been absolutely fantastic. You know, the support we've had from emails, so it's been absolutely great to see it. And you know,
I think we've got to take our hats off too to the coaches and the support staff around the teams that put all that work to come up with a great. There's Georgie Gaddis there sitting there watching. Hopefully this game will get underway very shortly. But yeah, the coaches need to be signalled out and congratulated. Brent Stewart, you know, Bernie Petanata, David Lomax, list goes on. Brett Gemmell, Jason Lowry, Kenny McIntosh, fantastic coaches, and we've got a great breeding ground with coaches coming through.
We'll have a look at the team lists while we await the national anthems. All right, let's line them out. And we'll start with our backs. Matthews, Fisiahi, Suniula, Swan, Webu, Mitchell and Wright for the Auckland Lions.
Harbour League, we've got Puava Samoa, who's been in great form. His brother, Tui Samoa. The centre pairing of Piripi, Niho, Polpata and Sean Atta. They need to stand out today. Number 5, Pinomi Tafia. And at 6 and 7, Jeremiah Pye and Jared Trott.
All right, let's have a look at the big men too, the engine room. This is where it'll be won and lost, I believe. O'Neill, Wiggin, Sturm, a very formidable front row. Fa'alongo, who causes so many problems for defences down the right flank. Paora Paka, Danny O'Regan, a very experienced and very skillful forward pack for the Lions.
Yeah, well, for Harbour, Matafeo, Freeman, Damon Trott, who was outstanding last week, was the catalyst to get them into the grand final. Dylan Moses, Daniel Bell, and of course, the outstanding young talent, Sean Metcalf.
Let's have a look at the benches, because on here you've got 8 players of class and the luxury of being able to pull in Purcell and Uasi. Fisiahi can finish anywhere. You can run him wide at the back, on the wing, or at back row as well. And Dylan Davis knows but one way, and that's straight ahead.
Yeah, it's just amazing, the reserves that we got on both sides. But on Harbour, Sione Tucker, fantastic form, the game breaker, the yardage man. Dion Briggs once again the same. He can do a lot with that. Tane Hart and Dwayne Glasgow at 17.
Yeah, and the coaches are Kenny McIntosh and Brent Gemmell, and you know, just absolutely outstanding. Those two coaches, as you said, Richie, need huge accolades. But just while we're doing there, Tauti Kempi, how are we going on the sideline there, Kempi? 187 minutes. Obviously, your adding up wasn't that good at Waitara High School in the third form.
Mate, it's grand final day here. I was going to say 487 minutes of football, but it's good all the boys are starting to come out. Of course, the Auckland Lions first onto the field, current holders of the Bartercard Cup, and of course, you know, what a wonderful way to finish the Bartercard Cup with the Auckland Lions etching their name in history as the last team to finally win a final here at Mount Smart Stadium. But I'm looking forward to it, T. Should be a good one. Hey, congratulations too to you and your whānau. Not only a father, but also I hear grandfather.
Yeah, all good in the hook, mate. Well, cool. And then we see Leo the Lion roaring out there, the mascot for the Auckland Lions. He looks a bit skinny, maybe he needs a big feed, I think.
Yeah, good to see Bluey McLennan too, watching from the sideline, getting ready to prepare himself for the Leeds. A huge job ahead of him.
Yeah, there he is, the Lion and the referee for today, Dave Homai Te Paki Paki Ito. There he is, one of the former referees, and we must give the referees a big plaudit today too. They've been outstanding all year. You know, we give them a bit of stick, but I believe that they've done very, very well, and one of the best today, David Pakito, gets the opportunity to referee the 2007 Bartercard Cup Grand Final.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, Harbour League.
There's Dave Pakito, former teammate of these two international players up here in the box. Here is the man for whom the hopes of Harbour League rest firmly upon his shoulders and his boot. He was injured last week, or the week before, in that tussle out in West Auckland with Jared Trott's running, kicking game. Will no doubt be relied on heavily by his Harbour League teammates. Great to see them in the final. They've fought hard to be here. Had a couple of hiccups through the season, but they have been testing the Auckland Lions. As always, ki te mihi atu ka kutu katoa, kia ora tā kutu tautoko ne mahi. Mahi whakahere here, po whakata Māori. Version there from Johnny Stowers, getting us underway here for the last Bartercard Cup final in history. Next year we're into a different competition, but it certainly has served its purpose, and we'd like to thank Bartercard for their ongoing support of New Zealand Rugby League, and of course Māori Television's ongoing commitment to the code as well. Māori Television, the home of New Zealand Rugby League, and I again would like to say thanks to all of you who've watched games throughout season 2007. It's down to 80 minutes of football. A lot of nerves out there, Taura Nico. But we've spoken about wet conditions. Often games won and lost on what seemed like rather insignificant errors. The team that holds on to this ball will win the game.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw Friday night with the Warriors game, the team that takes those opportunities and makes the less mistakes will definitely win the game. Be interesting to see how the foundation is set up front, as Kempe said in his pre-match preamble. It'll be the team that dominates up front and has a good kicking game that'll definitely get into this game.
We'll check on the weather conditions, wind factor, etc. once we get underway with Tony Kemp working the sideline for us this afternoon. Doing the best in the business. Looking forward to your comments this hour, guys. A warm welcome. We're underway. It's grand final for 2008. The kick-off from Harbour League. And taking it at the back, 12 out from the Lions line. Early exchanges going to be very important. Matthew Sturm, ton of experience. With a conservative settler, takes it to 25 metres out. Now Regan Wigg, likewise. Been there and done that, Regan Wigg. Daniel O'Regan has shone throughout 2007.
Yeah, you'd think the Auckland Lions will kick early, or both sides will kick early. It's wet conditions. The ability to actually run through and get good impact and knock the ball out is pretty evident in today's match.
Well, already some changes, bit of cat and mouse going on. Eddie Purcell's already started the match. Not coming off the bench there, we see him having a hit up, but great defence there by the Auckland Lions and an early kick by Calvin Wright down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Wiggett, Wright combined well to nail Puavao Samoa just a couple of metres from his own line. Talented young player. He's really been in scintillating form in the last couple of weeks. Last week scoring 2 for Harbour League to assist them to get over the Bulls and thus appear in today's final. We half play now, it's Freeman. There's some conjecture up here in the commentary booth. Dawara unsure that the Jeremiah Pai in 6 was their best option. Works well at 13. But that's the way that they have decided to go this time around. Now, Kōrero Riki for today is fitting a toa. Grand final and an appropriate tupu Māori for this afternoon's action. Coming to you live from Mount Smart Stadium as Howie Matthews is tackled on the halfway.
Yeah, they struggled with that set of 6 to get out of their own quarter there. The Harbour League team got to the 20 and had to kick. Howie Matthews brought the ball back on the halfway. They don't want to be doing that in this game. They really wanted to get some good yardage and a good early kicking.
Yeah, they struggled with the first 2 there, T. The backs need to get out wider, get away from the dummy half.
Julian O'Neill, already in his early 30s. This might be his last run around. What great service he's given to the teams that he's turned out for during his illustrious career.
Oh, well, Dave Paquito there already stamping his authority on the ground, saying head-eye tackle there, I think from Jeremiah Pai. Bit of a grapple tackle round the head, penalised straight away. We know what Dave Paquito is like. He won't stand for no nonsense.
Great chance now for the Lions early in the match. Tap taken, 5 metres out. It's the big runner again, halted in his tracks. As you can see, the chalk is within reaching distance of Regan Wigg, who plays dummy half now, and it's on to Sturm. Not surprising that they would send their popo through one after the other. Held up, Matty Sturm will back up. 10 metres, says referee Paquito will play it. Just to the left-hand side of the post. It's Regan Wigg. Shows it, then delivers. It's Eddie Purcell who makes a spirited run towards the line, but they're to pull him down. Setu Matafau, but still the danger is there as it goes through right now. Whaalongo, the little jink before he takes off. Put away, true from the line. Big chance, Lions to draw first blood. Across it comes through Calvin Wright. The cut up all over the top finds Mitchell. Mitchell goes to Matty Sturm, who couldn't control. Harbour League breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, they certainly do. I think it was Paul Packer there, or Matty Sturm there, put their ball down. You're exactly right. Some good defence from Harbour coming off their line. And put the Auckland Lions under pressure. Sideline
Tony Kemp, some KG work there with Eddie Purcell starting the match, Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Paul Packer finding himself on the bench for the first grand final with Eddie Purcell, the impact player for the Auckland Lions, being left not on the bench but out there in the middle to start the game. Interesting goal. It is a little bit wet down here, and the Lions, the speed of line and defence is really causing a little bit of havoc here early on for Harbour. They just need to step up here, they're big fellas, and lay some platform in the middle.
Tell me, Tony, is the wind of any consequence down there? Is there much favour?
No, there's no wind down here whatsoever. It's greasy, the ball's going to get slippery as the game goes on. The only thing we've got is a slight drizzle, no wind whatsoever. Perfect for footy for these blokes are breathing. I don't think the 2 weeks have suited the Lions. They've got to look at the changes. Of course, you've got Marty Mitchell, Calvin Roy in the halves. They haven't had that all since, I think, the middle of the year. On the other hand, you've got Harbour. They've got a lot of solidity about their side in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about Marty Mitchell being in there. Ray Ioane has been outstanding for the Lions. He's formed a good partnership with Calvin Wright. Maybe just a little bit of indecision there from the Lions side.
Freeman, quick to his work. Breaks the ball one-on-one out of Regan Wigg's hand. Sorry, Tony.
Just talking about that too, Dale. I just had a quick chat to Raymond Ioane to see whether or not he was injured, and he just finds himself on the bench and out of favour. So it's a big call putting Marty Mitchell in front of him. He has been outstanding for the Auckland Lions all year.
Freeman pulling off a good piece of work there and getting his team the scrum feed, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, Auckland Lions have been very pleased with the way they're performing. Their defence has been on song. Harbour League is struggling to get out of their own half, and that's a commendable run there, Puavao Samoa.
Yeah, just opportunity for the forwards. They need to get a bit wider and start turning some of those blokes back on the inside. if the Auckland Lions line is coming up very quickly, Kempy, you know, the inside ball or change of direction will catch them slipping over.
Yeah, that's right, too. It is greasy on surface here. The ground, as you know, Mount Smart's perfect condition. You'd take 10 tonnes of rain on it today and it'll still be nice and firm underfoot. But you're just getting a change of direction is going to cause a little bit of havoc in the defensive line.
Samoa straightens Purvale this time. He's taken in the tackle of Sala Fa'alongo, but will play it now 25 metres away from the try line as Harbour League through a kick. Jared Trott this time, testing at the back for Howard Matthews. He's equal to the task. The defenders come and close him down, only 3 or 5 metres out from his own line, but again some skillful play from the number 1 for the Auckland Lions.
Yeah, it's been a good start for the Harbour side, and I think, you know, them playing the last 2 weeks really has given them a bit of a mental edge. I know the Lions have had a fresh week off, but if you've played week in, week out, you know you can go to 80 minutes and your fitness is up to it.
18 from the line now. Wig takes the ball from dummy half, finds Purcell, angles into the traffic. And then he's effectively put away by Daniel Bell and Dylan Moses. Now to the right they go. Right. Picks it up first. Mitchell. Now Fa'alongo. On him is Sean Atta. Won't allow him to advance anywhere past the 40 metres from his own line. He'll play it 10 in from the eastern touchline and a knock on as well on the play the ball.
Yeah, just the back rowers from Harbour the last few weeks have been outstanding. You know, young Dylan Moses and Daniel Bell on those fringes, 2 passes wide. They've been devastating, linking up with their centre partners. So, you know, these 2 back rowers here could cause a bit of havoc. They get the ball on the fringes, coming off and some drop-offs back on the inside.
Heads in. Out, don't be silly, half.
Back to the action now with North Harbour. Last time they had success against this Auckland Lions team was through offload, pushing their way through and popping the pass late. Wind up, Tom O'Regan goes high on the tackle now, 27 from the line. There's Tui Samoa, who is North Queensland bound at the end of the season. Now with it is Damon Trott. Trott on the 20-metre line, 10 to the right-hand side of the post. North Harbour. After 7.5 minutes, grab a kick through, it's Jeremiah Pai. Fasiaki comes up with the football.
Tackle one, move!
Completions, Harbour League, 100%. Auckland Lions, 2 out of 5. Just under 40%, 40%.
Well, finals football we saw on Friday night with the Warriors and Parramatta match. A real arm wrestle, a real defensive final, and of course there's nothing to suggest it won't be the same here this afternoon. O'Neill once again with a settler. Trott equal to the challenge, sorts him and rolls him now onto Wig. Have the luxury of having a couple of kickers. Wig takes it from the dummy half position and then sends it down at the end goal, and it's very nicely weighted. Purvale Samoa will get out into the field of play, but then he's held up and dragged back towards the goal line. He'll play it now, just a metre away from his own line.
It was a fantastic kick from Regan Wigg, and the follow-up, the defence was outstanding. And that is a penalty Harbour would have loved, because they're struggling to get out of their own half. Great penalty, David Fa'alongo, sorry.
It just goes to show you, boys, the value of your dummy half kicking out, being able to kick the football. Regan Wigg, of course, we've seen over a number of years the way that he sets a foundation for his forwards to go behind. That weight on that kick was absolutely outstanding. But Purvale Samoa, he's been outstanding himself in the semi-finals football. Tough young kid, carrying the ball out with a lot of venom, so well done.
Well, this is what we've talked about, a little juggle that's allowed to play on by Whakiito. Now Trott taken with O'Regan downstairs, and Purcell adds some starch to the defensive effort.
Yeah, well, Trott's been outstanding. As we said last week, he played a vital role in then getting through in that game against the Bulls, and once again he's putting his hand up to lead the foundation for the Harbour side.
35 as Danny Bell plays the ball. First receiver is Pai with a left foot kick into open space. The bounce and ported. Howie Matthews is there. He takes it a metre from his own line. The defence is there quickly in the form of Pinomi Tafea. But Howard Matthews secures the football, and now as they try to get away from their danger end, some confidence in the pass as Swan picks it up. Manu Wepu now. Wepu trying to get around Tui Samoa. Wepu, he's away from Tui Samoa. Manu Wepu now as he comes to the younger brother of, and it's Purvale Samoa who picks up Wepu 10 from the line. Still, they're with the ball as it comes from right. Now Swan to Mitchell, and Mitchell is enveloped in the tackle of Jeremiah Pai, but the referee says too much on it.
Oh, sensational break down the left-hand side by that man, Manu Wepu. Got away from Tui Samoa, he gave him the outside. Here's the ball, gets on the outside, changes hands. Tui Samoa comes over, tries to hold on, gets away, goes away on the outside again. And comes to the younger brother, Pu'uwao Samoa, and it's the Samoa brothers. Saves a certain try there, Pu'uwao.
Not only that, see Jeremiah Pike comes off. He was offside, but he made the tackle, and I think it was probably a vital tackle too, because they probably would have gone in for 6 points, or another 4-pointer, should I say.
Ka tika rā kia mihi atu kia Manu Wepu, ka tahi anō ia kia ahu mai ki roto I tēnei kapa, rā kua panaia tana tūranga ki roto I tēnei kapa. I was just saying, it's rightly so that we should be mihiing to Manu Wepu. He only came into the side halfway through the season, a late addition, and forced his way into an already very, very strong side. We know about his power, we've seen his speed there, and I'm sure all the whānau down in Arahura Pa will be very, very happy to see Manu on the wing.
2 points to give me from in front for Harold Matthews, and he makes no mistake. Tani Kim, it might just be 2, but it could be the 2 that wins it.
That's right, points of premium today. I think the right decision taken by the Auckland Lions. Brent Gimmel's boys to get the 2 points of 20 minutes gone. It's a fierce battle out here in the middle of the park, and breaks like the one that Manu Wepu aren't going to be few and far between. So well done to Howie Matthews. We know he's a prolific point scorer with the boot. Taking their first points, Auckland Lions on the way to the grand final.
Yeah, no, very good start there from the Lions, but I probably just think Jeremiah Pye's kicked the ball a couple of times in the 20. Wants to just give it out to his backs on the outside, give them good early ball, and give them a one-on-one situation. Twice, I think he's kicked the ball, went to Howie Matthews and before also. So just want to get the ball into the centres and wingers' hands and give them an opportunity.
I'll tell you what, it's a good idea to put the ball up high and test the fullbacks early on.
Panomi Tafia comes in with a scorcher. Whacks into Julian O'Neill, who shrugs it off.
A la Timanatahu.
Wig. Mitchell straightens. Tackler is Metcalf. 8 short of the halfway now. There's the flying shot from Panomi Tafia. Literally was. Climbed left. Julian O'Neill unmoved. Good play the ball now. Lions back into attack. It's Calvin Wright. Puts the kick in, trying to split the defence, but it will roll end over end this time, and they'll restart on the 20.
Yeah, good work there from the Auckland Lions, just turning the Harbour side around, making them do the tackling and then a kick back into that corner. Good tactics for the game, and they need good field position and good possession. Holds them in good stead.
The possession is vital. Ball now with Salah Fa'aloa. Puts the big fend on the ally. Tries to shrug off Dylan Moses. Quick play the ball now. It's to Andrew Suniula. Little goose step for Suniula. He'll play it now. 12 from the line. Big chance again for the Lions as they get into the end of the field that they want to play it at. Here's O'Neill. O'Neill. 4 defenders around Big Jules. He'll play it 5 from the line. Lions up by 2 after 13.
Hey.
Bit of a Barney on here. O'Neill, Freeman.
Anyone else will walk?
There's some frustration there. Joel Freeman's been a little bit niggly towards Julian O'Neill. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd time, and he took exception this time around, Rich.
Well, probably trying to put him off his game. You can see him holding the ball there, and a push back. Joel Freeman not happy with Julian O'Neill.
There's a tail down here, fellas. The Auckland Lions are doing a number on the Harbour side, bending their line quite easily when they're carrying the football and poking their nose through the other end of it. Harbour on the other end when they're carrying the football, getting ho-kitted by that Auckland Lions aggressive defence, and that's going to pay dividends for the Lions later on, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Kempy. They just keep with Eddie Purcell, Julian O'Neill and Matty Sturm just punching through the defensive line, getting over that bandage line. Just gives them the opportunity to get quicker play the balls.
Well, the Lions must see that there's more on offer. They declined to take the 2 points. 2 up as O'Neill is still standing in the tackle. As you can see, big chance for them. This is now with Wright. Wright, the grubber kick to the end goal. Nobody home.
Did he get it down? That's the question.
Yes, says David Paquito. We'll get another look at that. There's some dispute with the Manu Wepu actually grounded the ball clean.
You can see there Jared Trott questioning the referee, David Paquito. Did he ground the ball? Well, it doesn't matter now because it's a 4-pointer for Manu Wepu. After running down the left-hand flank, making some good inroads. Harbour will be disgruntled by that result.
Well, here we see the replay here, Richie. The ball comes out the back wing onto Wright. Wright goes to the line. Plenty of numbers on the outside. The Harbour defence comes up, puts the ball in. Let's have a look at it. Well, might get a better look from the other side. Linesman was right there. Here we go. Goes to the line once again. Threads the ball through there. Calvin Wright. Great little kick. Ooh, what do you reckon there, Richie?
Oh. Yeah, I think I'll give it
That's
myself.
questionable.
Finals footy in the books. Better for the doubt going to the attacking team.
Well, that came from the penalty from Joel Freeman when they had an extra set there. The Harbour really can't afford to put themselves under pressure. They want to be competitive in this game. As we see the kick from the sideline from the young Howie Matthews.
Looks good off the boot from Matthews. Raises the flags with a perfect kick from the sideline. He's good. He's very good, Howie Matthews.
Yeah, 15 minutes gone in the game. The Lions just inched themselves out to an 8-0 lead. What Harbour really need to do now is to get back into the game. But as we see the kick there, Dale, just a little grubber kick, threaded through there. Manuipu well onside. And Dave Pakito goes to his touch judge, asks him the question. He says, try time.
That was a confident play, though, and Tony Kemp, we saw that they opted not to take the 2 points. They saw that something was on. It was only the second play on the set when the grubber kick came through. So they're playing with a level of confidence their opponents don't share at the moment in this grand final.
We saw last year in the final, Calvin Wright step up to the plate, player of the day on that occasion, coming up with big plays like we just seen on that tackle. Tackle 2, putting it through for Manuipu to score. It's these type of runs from Julian O'Neill and of course Eddie Purcell that are causing the Harbour a heap of problems. They need to tighten up on their first up contact, otherwise it's a long afternoon here at Mount Smart Stadium for them.
Some strong runs from Julian O'Neill. Prepared to take defenders with him, as well as the very man we've spoken of, Purcell. Again busts the line, pops the ball back. Sadly for him, it wasn't one of his teammates that retrieved, but a Harbour League player in the form of Joel Freeman. Now, it's going to take some big plays and a courageous effort now from Harbour League. They need their experienced players to step up to the mark.
He paku karere tēnei mai te pai hihiri. Just a quick message to that man Julian O'Neill after that tremendous run has come off the bench to make way for Mr. Mount Albert, Dylan Davis, to make his first appearance in this grand final.
Yeah, I just think the Harbour just probably need to try and get some of their little men and maybe pull Val some more, Tui some more, scooting out of dummy half, some quick yardage and a quick play the ball. Just to get a bit of momentum, maybe 1 or 2 and then the big forwards on the back of it.
They need some support runners outside their big men, T, also to take the pressure off.
As far as metres gained, 406 metres for the Lions, just on or less than 200 for their opponents, so they're certainly making inroads at will.
It's probably a good result actually for Harbour, kicking the ball out. They're starting to tire now on the back end of some really good go forward from
just
the
give me a number if they're off,
Lions.
guys.
Well, Harbour League need to play the ball or play the game down at this end of the park. Been certainly under the hammer by this Lions outfit as Fisiahi goes forward. 3 defenders stop him after he breaks 8. He'll play at 30 odd metres from his own line as they decide this time to shift it left. Swan forward to the 40. Wigg. Good as Regan. Wigg now to Danny O'Regan. Puts the fend on and away from one. Can't get away from Freeman. Scrags him. Tackles him on the halfway line. Lions up by 8. Now Sturm. Sturm runs straight into the number 10, Damon Trott. Still shuffling the ball to Mitchell. Midfield bomb from Mitchell. Puval Samoa, 10 from his line, takes it effortlessly. And then receives some attention on the back of it.
Yeah, good take there by Puval Samoa. Good kick there by Marty Mitchell and good chase through from the Auckland Lions. Just Harbour seem to be struggling to get out of their court all the time, Gear Kempy.
Yeah, T, I think they're struggling to come up with some direction here. I think Jared Trott just needs to step up to the plate here and send a couple of the bigger blokes in earlier on, and then the likes of Tui Samoa and that to get back behind the ruck. That type of run from Sean Metcalf is exactly what they need, because they'll end up on their front and they'll get a quick play the ball.
Well, Sean Utter is a potent weapon too, been underutilised so far in the match.
Some real sting in the Auckland Lions defence.
That's what the Harbour are looking for.
Dion Briggs into penalty.
Well, 20 minutes gone. Expect to see Sione Tucker come on. Dion Briggs is on there. Expect the other double impact player to come on.
Well, as you say that, he's on his way right now. Sione Tucker just about to make his way onto the field.
Notorious slow starters, the Harbour League, over the last 2 weeks. Seen them find themselves behind on the scoreboard a number of occasions. But that second period, the 20 minutes before half-time and the 20 minutes after, that's when they strike. Well, let's get here they come. Go Harbour!
Now it's Purpi Noho Popata. He's tackled on the 20-metre line. 5 metres in for the Western touch here at Mount Smart Stadium as Tui Samoa goes to dummy half. On it goes, cut out over the top. Couldn't control it, Metcalf. Turnover of possession for Wig. Referee will ask that they pack the scrum down.
You guys knocked it off first.
Well, that's real disappointing.
It went back to them.
Harbour. Started to gain some momentum. And like North Harbour, they like to get it to the fringes, to the likes of Dylan Moses and Daniel Bell. That's where their strike power is.
Well, some annoyance in the Auckland Lions team. They seem to think they deserve the scrum feed. Referee Pakiito sees it opposite.
No, he certainly does. He said the ball went backwards off Sean Metcalf, and then Sala Whaolongo knocked the ball on. So another attacking opportunity for the Harbour side here.
Heads in.
And it's 20 minutes gone in the game, only 8-0, so it's a great opportunity for them to get back into it.
Scrum fed by Pai. Now it's Trot trying to uncup with Pupata.
Dominant tackle! Move!
25 out from the line. What have the Harbour League got for us this afternoon? On it comes to Sione Taka. He's been brutal when he come off the bench throughout the season. Little offload. Now it's Dion Briggs. Briggs takes it to 10, pops the ball out the back, and another turnover. Well, they're the architects of their own demise at the moment. Harbour League cannot hold the pill.
They certainly don't want to give up the ball that easy. Sione Taka, a great run. Dion Briggs and then Sione Taka, great runs. But to force the ball out like that in a position where they are.
Back.
Well, we've heard Kenny McIntosh talk earlier about that a second phase play sort of got them. That's what they look to do, but just got to make sure they get some good field position before they put them under pressure. They haven't had a set of 6 in the Auckland Lions quarter yet.
Weak to Sturm, no nonsense. Sione Taka, the tackler. Wig. Again, it's on to Packer now. Packer with uncharacteristic left boot. Puts it in behind Puavao Samoa, have to retrieve it in his end goal as the ball looks to get over the dead ball line. He allows it to do so.
Yeah, it took eternity to get there. He was hoping for it. Looks like there was a snail behind it. Just pushed it there one more time to get over the line.
Wait for the tap, boys.
Told a Packer putting a little chip kick over the top.
Wait, Joel.
Another disturbing figure here as far as missed tackles are concerned. 14 already in the first 20 minutes from Harbour League. As Packer almost capitalises on Puavao Samoa just hesitating.
That's a great run.
To the 30-metre line they come through Dion Briggs. Freeman now onto Tane Hart. Former captain will play the ball just short of the 40-metre line as Freeman delivers. Deemed somewhat high as Taka receives some unwarranted attention. Again, Dylan Davis and Packer combining down the right flank they go this time. Tackle with the ball is Daniel Bell, one of the unsung heroes of this Harbour League effort throughout the season.
Back.
Tui Samoa. Jared Trott. Matilda mentioned that his kicking game is going to be vital. He launches a midfield bomb and some pressure on. At the back, knocked on as well, and Howie Matthews looked as though he had got a little confused there with, I think, Danny O'Regan who was coming back on it.
We've seen him in a couple of games put down a couple of high balls this year, Howie Matthews. Richie's not the tallest of guys, and if they're going to go to the air, he'll be the man to pinpoint.
Well, he tries to get up quite high because he's quite short. You can see there 2 players coming in and really takes the focus off him when he jumps up in the air, but he's a little man.
Well, it's always the fullback's ball coming from behind, Richie, just like you.
Absolutely.
He used to do that all the time.
Out!
Marty Mitchell, sorry, not Danny O'Regan. Now with Sean Utter.
Hold.
Bust any defensive line. Gets the ball in good position. Briggs.
I just think Utter needs more ball in his hand, Dale. He's a potent attacking weapon. We don't see them going to him enough.
Tane Hart gets the offload now for Trott. Trott looks for the runner, finds Tucker. Tucker looks to offload. Wiser to hold the football, he does. 4 Lions defenders.
3.
Encase him and put him to ground, 15 from the line. And the dummy half feeding on Dwayne Glasgow. Will he provide them with some sting as Puavao Samoa receives the ball.
Well, I think he's emptied his whole bench there. We know Dwayne Glasgow's out there on the bench down on the field. Tane Hart, Dion Briggs and Sione Taka. So Kenny McIntosh, Jason Lowry, they had to get the impact players out there on the field, Richie.
Yeah, absolutely. The impact are certainly making an impact. There's no doubt. The first and second and third tackles have been fantastic. They just can't finish off the set. That's where they need to build pressure. They're not doing it.
Completion rate at the moment 10 from 12 for Harbour, and 9 from 13 for the Lions as they take possession of the football now. 15 metres away, Tony Kent sideline.
Yeah, both benches been heavily used. 4 changes in the forwards for Harbour, and here goes the 4th for the Auckland Lions, trying to keep a high impact there in the middle of the park, as we spoke about before the game, but a missed opportunity there. Paul Samoa, if he caught that ball from Jeremiah Pye, it would shut the gates. A free run into the try to score his first try of the game, but looking good down there in that end of the field. Harbour, they're just not there enough.
Tarahi Maiti,
Yeah, pai hoki ana ki te uruhanga mai o Dwayne Glasgow ki runga I te kapa. I really like the introduction of Dwayne Glasgow. To me, from what I've seen so far this year, he's the most dangerous attacking option when they come close to the line. Jared Trott, Jeremiah Pye, Sean Utter, all good long-range guys, but when it comes to inside the 20 metres and set pieces, I think his kicking game, his vision and his passing is going to be crucial.
Tēnā koe Tarahi, this is Tui Samoa, pushes forward to the 20-metre line. And again, full of intent defensively as the Lions wrap them up. That's a wasted run, Richie Barnett.
Yeah, just really disappointed with their first and second hit-ups there from their backs. I think they need to get wider, maybe get someone in dummy half and give them the ball.
Yeah,
they can use their step.
You're right there, Richie. They sort of got an arc. They're just running straight to the markers. They're not making the defensive line work. You've got to scoot it straight out and then straighten up 2 or 3 wide.
25 gone in the last ever Bartercard Cup, live and exclusive on Māori television, the home of New Zealand Rugby League. Wherever you are across Aotearoa, a warm welcome. At the moment, it has been the defending premiers who have had the best run so far early in the match. 1 try to 0 plus a penalty.
Yeah, and saying that, they'd had the scoreline 8-0, but Harbour still well within this game. There's nothing in it. You know, 1 try and they're straight back in the game. And at the moment, the Lions just seem to be doing the little things a bit better. Now, territory 56% to Harbour, 44% to the Lions, as we look at that telling stat. And there's another big hit up from Dylan Davis.
Dwayne Glasgow give him a rocking hit, and the tackle is right, moves it. Fisiaki is off the bench now. This is Paul with the football, running to ground. Jared Trott puts him away. 27 from the line now. The Lions on the 5th and final. Through the left boot of Calvin Wright. A nicely placed kick. Climbing and taken brilliantly at the back by Harbour. They stand the match 12 out from the try line.
Yeah, good work there from Dwayne Glasgow too. A bit of pressure on Calvin Wright. That's what they exactly need. He's been sort of had a free rein lately. I think Dwayne Glasgow on the field really putting some pressure to him.
And a good take there from Sean Utter. Fantastic for North Harbour, number 4, taking that ball high. He's 6'3". He got up there and nullified that kick.
They need to hang in there, just give themselves a chance. Clever thinking from Pinipi Neho Popata, who couldn't quite pick the ball up. It wasn't a good pass. He looked to make it acceptable, but in doing so, pushed it forward.
Yeah, certainly did. It was a poor pass there from Jared Trott, a la David Beckham styles, Piripi Neho Popata. Probably should have towed it along. There wasn't nobody in front of them, and he could have scooped it up again as we see the ball goes down. Good work there. Tapped it. He should have probably tapped it again here. Well, try to go down on it. Unlucky there, Piripi Neho Popata.
E hoa mā he wahanga mō rea tēnei mo te kapa Harbour League. Dangerous times, I believe, for Harbour. Just looking at their body language coming to that scrum, they're looking a little bit dejected, and it's probably thanks to the aggressive defence of the Auckland Lions.
Tēnā koe Tarahi, now the Lions back into that attacking mode, and it's Sturm who backs into the defensive line. Now Stevie Price, he'll play it now. 18 from the line. The tackler, Neho Popata. First receiver, 1 right, Dylan Davis, and Davis is powerful, but he couldn't get the offload. Tane Hart 14 puts him away. Just out for the line is Kimi Oasi. Dangerous from this part of the field. Oasi, he too is wrestled to ground, and the tackle 5 from the line. Right goes the dummy half. Now Mitchell to Sala Falongo. Well, I think they know the danger this man possesses. 3 defenders. Wrap him up. Marty Mitchell has a go. Now it's Sean Utter away from 1. He won't get away, but he certainly does well to get to the 20-metre line.
Yeah, Marty Mitchell, I think that was a very average kick. But once again, Sean Utter collects the ball again and helps Harbour get on the front foot.
Mitchell disappointed.
Well, certainly great skills there by Sean Utter. The big fella has to get down to get that ball. So good work, like fielding in the slips at second man, though.
Absolutely. Hit up time for Tucker. This is better running, more structure. Tony Kemp.
Yeah, look, Harbour here, they're just finally getting some momentum against this Auckland Lions side. Look, the Lions, you look at Matty Sturm in the middle of the park's been on there for the whole of this first half and starting to struggle. He's who they need to target in these next 10 minutes.
Greg Glasgow puts the kick through. It'll come up just a couple of metres from the try line. Sheltered somewhat. The referee says knock on time.
Oh, let's have a look at that. A good call. Oh, Howie Matthews. Maybe it was the linesman might have called there. We'll have a look at it. Bit of a conjecture around there. Call from the referee. Let's have a look.
Now this is Matthews with the pickup.
Oh, yes.
There it is.
That's the old saying, you've got to watch
I'll tell you what, fellas, Tiara Moipi has hit it, the nail on the head. Dwayne Glasgow, since he's been on, has turned things around for the side in defence with some smashing tackles for such a little bloke and showing them a little bit more direction in the go forward. He's the go-to man.
Yeah, he certainly is. I sort of stated that before the game too. Very surprised he wasn't on there because of his kicking ability and his all-round vision.
Sorry for stealing your thunder, mate.
No, that's all right, Kempy, mate. You steal everything else.
Now Harbour mounting a challenge. This time it's through the big man. Jeremiah Pye, strong run from him. Good defence though for the Lions. He'll play 10 out for the Lions. Harbour League desperate to score. 10 out from the break is Metcalf. Metcalf loses control. Paula Packer comes up with the ball. But a niggle on here. It is grand final footy though, after all.
You're getting credit to the Lions defence coming off the line and really putting pressure on Harbour League, and they're forcing them into mistakes. Dale, they're forcing them into mistakes on their second and third tackle.
Double knock on, boys.
Yeah, saw Metcalf. Just a little knock on there from the campaigner there.
Settle down.
Geez, a golden opportunity for Harbour. Just really aren't taking those opportunities and turning them into points. They've been down there on several occasions and it's failed to try and bend that line of the Auckland Lions.
Move now, boys, move!
Finals or semi-finals, we talk about when these mistakes happen, you've got to capitalise on those mistakes, make the most of it. It's not often that you get those opportunities.
Paul Fisiahi plays it now, 22 out from his line. Head up time, Sturm. Oh, he's tough and uncompromising in his attitude. Just straight ahead goes Matty Sturm. 32 from his own line, he gets up to play the ball. The Lions in possession. Now it's Davis using them like human battering rams. Both big men catapulting themselves into the opponent's defensive line.
What about Dwayne Glasgow? Look at the size of him. He's put some massive hits on.
Up the middle goes Marty Mitchell. Splits them, does the Combined International. Here is Uwasi. Uwasi loses the ball. It will be on in a minute.
Panome Tafea, what a tackle.
No punches thrown. So far, but Kimi Uwasi,
oh, what a hit that was.
Don't think he knows where he is at the moment. He took the full brunt of Panome Tafea's hit.
Let's have a look at it, what the referee is going to pull him out. We'll get another look on the replay. Here he is, Marty Mitchell. What's the fullback here? Paul Samoa goes flying past him, miss one. And there it, oh.
Get your boys over there.
That is high.
You first.
And he is out cold. He is out cold. Run through ground lift trucks action replay. Look at that tackle. That is high. And you can see him. He's out for days there.
Shoulder high.
Oh, I think it was. He sort of ducked down a little bit too, so I don't think it was too bad.
Whether it is, it's still high.
5.
And he's groggy.
Number 5. You're recommending what?
Let's see what the Dave Paquito has to say.
And a what? And a what, Mecca? Okay, mate. Yeah, mate, down here. All right, I've had a series with you before, high shots. It's getting lazy, it's getting a lot high. You might have been stepping, but you're going for the 10 minutes. Away you go.
So Panome Tafea gets 10 minutes.
And it's on report.
And on report as well. We're still watching on from the sideline. Referee.
Yeah, away you go. Here's your mark.
I suppose Dave Paquito had to make a stand on that tackle there. It wasn't.
Okay, away you go, guys.
It wasn't too reckless. It was just careless from Tafea. He's gone on a small man and hit him right around the chin and paid a hefty price. At least the game wouldn't be ruined. If he sent him off but down to 12 men, Harbour would be pushing it uphill for the rest of the afternoon.
Stay there.
Well, you heard Dave Paquito say, I had a word with you earlier. We saw a higher shot on Julian O'Neill when he came flying off his wing, but the action's back on, Dale.
Here's Dylan Davis. Lions looking to capitalise on the good field position that they find themselves in as Marty Mitchell feeds along to right now, Whāloa. Well, they know what Sala is about, and they've defended well against him down the right corridor. We'll play the ball 5 out from the Lions, still Harbour lead. Having to defend as Mitchell gets the ball, shows it on the inside for Packer with no intention to deliver. Now it's Fisiahi Paul stepping, swung to ground by Neil Porpata, cut out ball wide for Swan. Swan the grubber kick through, and Tui Samoa is forced to push it dead. And we start from underneath the sticks.
Yeah, good work there by Anthony Swan. A lot of experience out there in the centre. Saw that Tui Samoa was up, put the little grubber kick through. Try to get through from himself in that left-hand corner. But Tui Samoa quite aware and able to boot the ball back over the sideline. Here we go on the replay.
Stay behind the kick, boys.
Well, it's going to require Harbour huge effort to hold off the Auckland Lions with 7 minutes to go.
Well, I think that they can do that. Field position so vital. This is an average kick, 35 before it's taken cleanly. And the taker is none other than Matthews. He steps forward. He loses the football to him, the tackle, and it will be a scrum feed to Harbour leg. Matthews has spilt the ball a few more times than he would have liked in the grand final.
Well, if we have a look there, I think there was a few hands in the ruck. Very unlucky there, Howie Matthews. There was 2 defenders on, and we'll get another look at the replay. Have a look at the hands in there. Oh, I think it might have been Shaw Metcalf, was it, or did it just come out the back door?
Back door Benny there, T.
Thanks for the advice, mate. Heads in.
Fantastic work. Good defence there by Harbour League. And we saw that with the Warriors against the Eels. When the Eels defended 6 sets from 6. It was superb work in defencemen's games, and they ended up winning that game. Can Harbour League do the same?
Well, this is where it needs to be tight. 5 before the half and 5 after.
Get out of it, out.
We'll step up.
Down.
Into a button on there for Daniel Bell on Fisiahi, but another penalty.
Yeah, well, getting a bit feisty down there on the sideline, Kempy.
Oh, look, it's nice and toasty down here, T. I've got my nice mouldy television jacket on. Me and Tiara here, he's got coffee, biscuits. All good, mate. You know, we're enjoying it. You guys up there in that air-conditioned box, though, you're missing it down here. This is where the action is. This is where it should be.
Oh, yes, we know it was pouring down with rain. Hope it pours down in the second half.
Now it's Metcalf with the ball. Metcalf. It will just take one line break. Remember, Harbour League are playing for 12 men for this latter stage of the first half.
It's important not to get too excited when you get down here and try to throw the ball around. They've done it before when they've got down there. Let's see if they complete it and come up with a result.
Just the one try, scored out wide off the boot of Kelvin Wright. The grubber kick, a penalty as well.
They've got to go to the air at the end of the set.
Is Jeremiah Pye decides the balloon or the banana kick. Back infield was his best option. I'm not convinced that Jeremiah has done enough kicking throughout the season to be the go-to man as far as the boot's concerned.
Look, they just need to go to the corners. The ball's slippery, it's wet. They need a one-on-one contest.
That's all it takes, just one bust out. 30 up from the line. Wig now. Lions looking to add to their scoreline lead. 8-0 with just under 4 minutes to play. There's Georgie Gaddis, Simon Mattering watching on. Now Dylan Davis with the ball, and fifth and final tackle is called on the Lions.
Square.
Well, we knew it was going to be an arm wrestle. It's unfolded as we might have expected. Tui Samoa, one of the best, but unable to display his array of skills this time around as Anthony Swan is there to sort him quickly. Neho Porpata, no way through there. He hits the proverbial block wall.
Stay on the chest and don't hit the head. It's simple.
You see Dave Pakido say, no, stay away from the head, stay on the chest, stay away from the head. As we see the CEO of Māori Television, Mr. Jim Mather, and head of programming, Larry. There we go, watching here.
Gerald Ryan, former New Zealand rugby league chair, just to their right.
A series of them happening now. They're too high.
To see,
they're starting here. They must stay there. They creep up on the bang.
From Māori Television
talk to them,
supporting the games.
Both ways it is.
Another look at it. Now that one slid up from the chest into the neck area as well. And I think that might be the defence that Panumi Tawhia uses, obviously on report. Will mean little to him if his team doesn't win this afternoon.
A good opportunity before half-time for Harbour to come back right into this match.
3 minutes out from half-time. Still 8-0 on the scoreboard. Drive Glasgow.
I just think the Harbour need a bit more width in the attack, Kempy, around the ruck. They're just coming straight down the middle and the markers are picking them up. A bit more width.
Yeah, look, I'd like to see Dwayne Glasgow move out to a first receiver and push Jared Trott out one and bring Jeremiah Pye around the ruck. I think that'd help them out a little bit in their getting a little bit more width like you like. But you're dead right, they're just playing right into the Lions' hands here. They're running poor angles and they're losing the ground, and the play the balls are just way too slow.
Go. Jared Trott gets to his feet. Glasgow steers it on the inside for Hart. Pops the ball, a la B-ball. Now it's with Trott. He has a clever kicking game. He sent it into the end goal. It sits up nicely with the ball as Manu Wepu. And unable to get away from him is Tui Samoa. Is coming in to finish him off too. Dwayne Glasgow, is that a try? That's the question being asked.
Oh, very unlucky there. The ball popped out there. Did he get a hand on Manu Wepu trying to fight Tui Samoa? Let's have a look at this here. Exciting stuff. He gets back, picks the ball up. Manu Wepu, Tui Samoa got the ball there. Have a look, Manu Wepu. Does he put the ball down here? Oh, no, it pops out. Let's
go. Let's go.
And then just rolled onto the line, so the touchy had it dead right, even though there was a good challenge for it by Daniel Bell under the post. The restart now as we count down towards half-time. That's 40 on the fly, and it's knocked on by Tui Samoa. They'll be hoping for a better effort in the second half. Things haven't quite gone his way this afternoon.
No, we talk about opportunities lost, and that was certainly an opportunity that Harbour desperately needed with only 2 minutes or a minute left in this game. They really haven't capitalised on the mistakes from Auckland Lions. You can't afford that in final football.
So just the one try here in Grand Final 2007. Manu Wepu scoring midway through that first half. A penalty in front of the post prior to that. Thus the 8-0 lead for the defending premiers.
One move! 16!
Tackle made. Have to play the ball now, and it's Wig again. Now Davis. Davis props and steps. Taking the tackle of Briggs and Metcalf. Davis to play it now. 40 from the line. Packer. Wilder Packer. And decisions to bring our two young players north from the Central Falcons. Little hit. Bring sound. With Russell and Powder. Playing footy with distinction as Howie Matthews finds room for Swan. Swan for Wepu. Wepu towards the line, but Tui Samoa makes up for his indiscretion moments ago. Pushes him in a touch 5 out from the line.
Yeah, great work there from Tui Samoa. Used the sideline to his advantage there. The ball got on the outside. Some good work by the Lions, but great cover defending tackle. Here the ball comes out for right onto Howie Matthews, extra man. Anthony Swan onto Manu Wepu. A classic covering tackle there from the winger, Tui Samoa.
Geez, hasn't Calvin Wright had a fantastic game? He really has. He's directed
Nothing
well.
silly
His
here,
passing
don't break
game
early
has
loose.
just been extraordinary. But you got to give it to Harbour.
Stay
League.
bound
The
till
defence
it's
has
out.
been on song.
Especially with 12 men in the last 7 minutes, if they can hold out. Well, it is half-time now. After this play, it'll go down. So to be only 8-0 down, half-time, Dale. Very good for the Harbour League team. 40 minutes, plenty to play for.
Pretty big effort for them in the last 10 minutes playing with 12 men. They go to the break 8-0 down. Sideline, your thoughts on that first half, Tony Kemp?
Yeah, it was the awesome first half Grand Final football. Auckland Lions laying the foundation early and bending the North Harbour side line with ease. But Harbour, as we know, the man Dion Briggs, Sione Tucker, and that man Dwayne Glasgow, the go-to blokes in the second half of that to be back in this game.
8-0 the scoreline. It is the defending premiers in front in the very last Bartercard Cup match. We'll be back in a moment to analyse that first half and to make our predictions of the second at the break. It's the Lions. 8-0, they lead Harbour League.
All you need to know about health
Thank you, nephew.
and well-being.
I've given up drinking, I've also given up smoking, just to start a better life for my tamariki.
Warrants of Fitness tomorrow at 8 on Māori television.
Stuart Sullivan speaking.
Yeah, mate,
you have to say, no, you don't smoke.
You came and then you left again. No, I don't think you understand. So you're going to catch up with me tomorrow morning? Your brain's telling you you want some tobacco. Just give me a hit. Yeah, all right.
Same again, thanks, mate.
There I am.
You want a drink?
Sorry. Just don't mess it up with Emily again. What's that?
Oh! Nice one, Munro.
So, like, why did James get a pay rise?
Now's not the time, Munro.
It's not... Don't mess it up.
Whatever.
Taxi, 34 Brown Street, please.
Loser.
On August the 6th, 1991, a war started. The war for our attention. The birth of the internet would rock traditional media to the core. Anyone could say anything to everyone. The amount of content now at our disposal is truly incredible. And therein lies the challenge. Without our attention, it might as well not exist.
We all find it really hard to save. Luckily, I work for ANZ, who's helped more Kiwis achieve their saving goals than any other bank. For help with your savings, come and see us.
Excuse me, ma'am. Just going to have to ask you to take a test.
To see if you can cut it as a cop, take our quick online test.
After an injury, help with childcare is covered. ACC.
Mai te rāwhiti ki te raki.
Kai time is in the heart of the Tūhoe Nation.
Kai reira a Pete e tunu ana I ngā kai ko tauna ki e tātou. Kai time on the road a te pōnei hei te whitu.
Taki mai.
John and Oya Diwi, these are the highlights of that first half, and the first and only try of the first half scored by Manu Wepu after a grubber kick wide.
Yeah, Calvin, right. A lovely little chip through. Manu Wepu on the hand, holding the chalk. Fantastic work.
Yeah, it certainly was some good work there, but poor defence by the Harbour. No one in at home. And Manu Wepu claims the first try for the Auckland Lions.
This was a close one. Have a good look here. It's Manu Wepu featuring again. He gets the ball. Tui Samoa puts the pressure on. The ball squirts out here, and it was tantalisingly close for a Harbour try, but the ball had found its way to the chalk.
Yeah, lovely little chip through. Good thinking. Great thinking from Jared Trott to kick this ball through. Good chase from Tui Samoa. And that's the sort of defence you want in finals football. Very unlucky not to score that try.
Let's have a look at our stats there. Territory, pretty even there. Possession, not too much in that, but we can have a look down here to some of the tackles missed. 19 tackles as against 6. That's put the Harbour team under tremendous pressure. Add to that, Panome Tawhi's 10 in the bin, and they've done pretty well to be in touch at 8-0.
Yeah, certainly are. Still well within the game, the Harbour. They are renowned for their slow starts in these games. But as we said, 19 missed tackles against 6. 432 metres Harbour and 697 to the Lions. That just goes to show the dominance of their forwards up front, Richie.
Absolutely. Completion rate, which surprises me, 17 out of 21 for Harbour League, 14 from 28 from the Auckland Lions. That really does surprise me. And the metres gained, well, like you said, Tawara, it's been on the back end of Julian O'Neill. He's been superb, busting through the line, promoting the ball. He is such a professional. Those are the sort of guys that wins games, and Julian's right up there with the best of them.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're watching this afternoon. 2007, the Bartercard Cup, the last ever final, and not surprisingly, Tawara Nico, 8-0. We knew it was going to be tough and tight, but certainly Harbour League can be feeling at 8-0 that there's still a chance of taking this title.
Oh, definitely a chance with the introduction of Dwayne Glasgow and Sione Tucker and Dion Briggs off the bench. They've really had some impact to this match, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the next 40 minutes, Dale.
Stick around, Whānau, because we've got a top 40 minutes coming your way. It's the second half. At the moment, it's 8-0 Lions leading Harbour League, but anything could happen in the second 40. We'll be back on the other side of this.
22 countries, 33 sports and several thousand athletes. Get into the spirit of the 13th South Pacific Games. Tonight at 11:30 on Māori television.
Stuart Simon speaking. Yeah,
You
mate,
have to say, no, you don't smoke.
You came and then you left again. No. I don't think you understand. So you're going to catch up with me tomorrow morning?
Your brain's telling you you want some tobacco. Just give me a hit.
Yeah, all right.
Take your skills to the next level. Text step up to 223.
It's not okay to say she was asking for it.
It's not okay to be cruel to your boy, just because it never did me any harm.
Or scream abuse at your children just because you're unhappy.
It's not okay to control your family with threats.
To bully them.
To intimidate them.
Or ever think that you can demand their love and respect.
It's not okay to punch a hole in the wall to show your wife who's boss.
Or force her to have sex.
It's not okay to teach your kids that violence is the way to get what you want.
It's not okay to make them feel worthless just because you're having a bad day.
It's not okay to destroy their confidence with hurtful words.
Or make them feel scared in their own home.
It's not okay to blame the drink.
Or use your culture as an excuse for what you know is wrong.
It's not okay that in this country the police respond to a family violence incident every 7.5 minutes.
That every year an average of 14 New Zealand women,
6 men
and 10 children
are killed by a member of their own family.
It's not okay to say it only happens in certain parts of society.
Because it happens everywhere.
And it's not okay to look the other way and say it's not our problem.
Because it is our problem.
And it's not okay. Ever.
But it is okay to ask for help.
Turtles Can Fly, tonight at 9 on Māori television.
And United video player profile for the Auckland Lions is Manu Wepu. The bloke who scored the first try for the Auckland Lions. Not only that, he was on the left-hand flank early on the first half and made some inroads. Here it is here, a nice little fend. Tui Samoa, one of the best in the game, able to get around him. That shows he's got pace, he's got power, he's low to the ground. This kid can play. And Calvin Wright with a chip through. Manu Wepu, like all good wingers should, stay on the side. That's a United video player profile, Manu Wepu.
Yeah, he certainly has been outstanding, Richie, in the first half, and a big part of why the Auckland Lions are in front in this afternoon's game. Been involved in everything, carrying the ball forward, some good defence. And as you said, look at that, some great work there by Manu Wepu, able to carry the ball forward, take 2 or 3 defenders, and obviously scored their first try. There he is, outstanding play from Manu Wepu. But on the other side, Harbour, now, they've done very, very well in the first half, and a couple of their players off the bench have been their main impact players. And this man here, Dion Briggs, take a look at the size of the lad. Some awesome running, some good ability to offload and the tackle, but he's making some telling yardage. And once him and Sione Tucker came on the field, they really started to get some ascendancy in the middle of the ruck. Dion Briggs, big, strong, dynamic, and the big impact player. He'll look at his defence. Hits hard too. So Dion Briggs, outstanding. And our United video player profile for Harbour League.
He's the sort of player that really, you talk about second phase play, Tawara, he's the man you want to run off. He's the guy that can make a difference in the second half.
Dion Briggs, no, that's not him there.
Yeah, mate.
Close to Dion Briggs and Dylan Davis, 2 men, similar physiques, and they come together to collision of monumental proportions. Here's David Pakiito.
I'd like to see Kempe lined up next to Dylan Briggs and Dylan Davis. Kempe about the same size, aren't you?
Boys, stay behind, both sides.
Imagine him in a shirt, a tight shirt like that.
8-0 the scoreline. Lions in front. They're the reigning premiers. Can Harbour create history? Forward pass off the kickoff. And a great chance immediately for the Lions.
That is just insane to come off with a forward pass in a situation like that.
Hasn't been doing a hell of a lot the touchy all day, and calls this pass here forward. He's got that wrong. A minute and a half to go before we get our player back for Harbour.
That was a tough call on Harbour League. Having a look at that replay, but certainly the Lions will welcome any opportunity. Now it's Visiahi with a little goose step, and Neho Popata makes the tackle on the 10-metre line. They'll have to be really strong defensively here, as Tony's mentioned. They're still down to 12 men for another couple of minutes. This is Dylan Davis, and that's the collision we spoke of. The tackler, Dion Briggs. Close to the line, too close to the line. O'Neill powers his way across the chalk. He's in underneath the post.
Oh, too easy for big Julian O'Neill. He thoroughly deserves that. On the back of some huge yardage in the first half. He just strolled over from 2 metres out, and it was a great ball from Regan Wigg from dummy half.
Harbour League were really short on this left-hand side, and they looked, the Lions were strapped right across the field, looking like they were going to go really wide, and that was a smart play from Regan Wigg. Look at this, nice little short ball and straight through 2 players. Very ordinary defence, but good work from Auckland Lions.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're on your defensive line. You've got a number up, try and stay on the inside of your man, but there, Julian O'Neill just faded out, pulled out a dummy half, and see the ball bang straight underneath the post. Too easy.
Panomi Tawhia just getting the all clear to go back on for Harbour League. The Lions there can thank the touchy for getting that call wrong in the first place to allow Harbour to defend the first set of 6 in the half. Unfortunately for them, not coming up with the goods, and Julian O'Neill stretching their lead there with Howie Matthews getting that conversion. 10 points, it's 14-0.
Conversion, not surprisingly, straight through, and a good lead now for the Auckland Lions.
I know Dale he poto karere mai te pai hihiri. Just a quick message from the sheds in terms of the injury front. There's been one change made by Harbour, and that's Sean Metcalf off due to a left ankle sprain, but they said it's not that severe. He will be back. It's currently iced up. And also for the Auckland Lions, Kimi Uwase will be all right to return back to the game.
Tanakwe, thank you, Tarahi. Well, work to be done now for Harbour League. They can rightfully feel somewhat aggrieved by that touch judge's decision. Saw them at the wrong end of the field and conceded a try early in the second half. Dylan Davis with another barnstorming push forward. Again, a reminder of grand final. Come up time and time again. Hopefully we'll see both the Warriors and the All Blacks in one. Fitting a door. That ball put down by Packer. Good field position for Harbour now. 32 from the line with a full set to play. Out of dummy half and a wind-up now. This push forward comes from Dylan Moses.
Well, they really need to score next, Kempe, in this game, because if it gets out to 20-0, I'd say it'll be all over. So they really need to be scoring next. Oh, and he slices through Jared Trott.
Trott with the cut-out ball wide to Tui Samoa. Steps one. And then a leg drive. Comes up just a metre short.
Oh, Trott should have went himself. He would have scored.
That's exactly right. He fell over the try line after he threw that pass.
Blake Glasgow now with a bit of impetus into the attacking momentum. Here is Samoa Puamo from the back. And Marty Mitchell is there to stop him. Drags him. Drags him towards touch. Sent infield now. What's in store? Tane Hart with the ball. Hart gets the offload. Still alive for Moses. That's the final tackle. 10 metres out from the try line. Harbour League need to cross the line. Here's a charging run from Siani Taka, but he leaves the ball behind, and Fisiahi says thank you.
Unfortunately, he's done a couple of those throughout the game, Siani Taka, and that's because it's a wet ball and he runs on quite direct. They need to maybe make those passes a lot softer to him.
Yeah, we call it feathering, Richie. Just feather that ball to him, just like Kempe used to do to me when I'd score a few tries. But golden opportunity for Harbour. Jared Trott, back yourself, son.
Dion Briggs crawling forward. Plays it for Wigg. Wigg dummies. Put away from behind. Daniel Bell, the tackler. Briggs, right. Mitchell.
Well, here we see that break. Jared Trott slices through the line, gets through. All he had to do would have dived from 5 metres out, he would have scored himself.
Well, he would have to contend with Howie Matthews at the back, and you would think against a smaller man he might have got through.
15 metres inside the Harbour League half. As he goes for right now to Mitchell. Mitchell sends it downtown. At the back. Gets hold of the ball as Pinomi Tawhia. He's on the football field, but he needs to get out into the field of play. He's going around the outside and then gets hammered by Anthony Swan. Absolutely nails him in the end goal.
Well, that's a big one for Harbour side, who really need to take that ball on the full and get it back into the field to play. Pinomi Tawhia had about 10 minutes on the sideline. Runs across field. Great chase there by Sala Fa'alogo and Anthony Swan.
He probably needed to straighten up there. Run across field, then a right foot step, charge back in. Makes it a lot easier for the defenders to tackle you.
You'd know how that would feel, Richie, getting hammered behind the goal line all that time.
Not at all. You would have seen me go through the gap and score 100 metres.
Well, it's great to be here in the final match of Bartercard Cup. Who will be crowned at the end of this half? Who will take the glory? Thinking back to teams no longer in the competition.
Oh, attacker again puts the ball down. That's a secondary he's made in the second set of 6. Sorry, in the last couple of sets of 6. But as you said before, Dale, who will take the crown? And we have the dubious honour of picking that man of the match today.
Well, if you were putting their hands up at the moment, some of the big men had telling influence. Likewise, some off the bench. Paul Packer, fine player, slippery ball. He has succumbed a couple of times this afternoon.
Here it is, boys. Here's our ball.
Thinking back to teams who
heads in. Stay
been part of this competition over the years. Eastern Tornadoes, Marist Richmond Brothers.
Move!
It's great to see Northland and Central Falcons involved in the competition. The new era dawns as we count down towards the end of Bartercard for 2007. Harbour League on the 30-metre line at their own end of the field.
Well, it's not looking good for Paul Samoa after that carry into the Auckland Lions defensive line. He's come out of very ginger. Looks like he's popped a shoulder, dislocated the shoulder. He's been dragged off the football field.
Oh, that's a big loss for the Harbour side. Paul Samoa, as you said, limping off to the back of the field. Who do they bring off the bench to cover for Paul Samoa? Pinomi Tawhia heading out to the fullback position.
It looks like Joel Freeman's going to go on for Paul. Be interesting to see how they shuffle this one up.
Yeah, maybe Joel Freeman go into somewhere.
It looks as though that Jeremiah Pye's moving out to centre and Sean Utter out onto the wing. Hopefully what that does is that frees up Dwayne Glasgow to move out into the first position, right as Tony Campbell was saying, and move Joel Freeman back into hooker.
Well, I think that'll be better. He gives them a lot more. Oh my. Geez, another tackle there. Geez, that could be 10 minutes in the bin too. He's got to be consistent, and we know what he'll do. No malice in that one whatsoever, I think.
Take him away.
The man was Dylan Davis, or was it Fisiahi?
I'll just go back to what you said, Tawhia. Oh, geez, absolutely. That was another bone crusher.
Mate, we've seen some big hits
16.
today. Look at this shot.
16.
Here he goes. Oh, Piripi Niho, Pōpata.
Could really be Piripi KO, Pōpata after that shot.
Oh, yeah, Fisiahi gets him there, number 4. Paul Fisiahi comes in with the coat hanger. And he goes and has a rest for 10 minutes, I'll bet.
Got to stay low, mate.
Well, that call that you made now, Tawhia, that becomes more prevalent. They need to score on this next set of 6 to be back in the game.
Certainly do, bro. They certainly do, Tony Kemp. There he is, he goes and has a rest for 10 minutes.
Glasgow now, wind-up time, it's Moses. Leon Briggs, in actual fact, will play the ball on the 20-metre line. One gone, full set for Harbour League. Inside ball to Tucker.
That's the key, fellas. The key's Jeremiah Pye. He needs to get the ball in his hands more often and take it to the line.
Glasgow, the man in question. Short ball. Tane Hart with it. Hart can't get through. The defence is sound. 5 from the line now. Harbour League mounting their challenge. They need to get across the line. Back it comes for Freeman. Freeman with a step. Trying to glide through, but no way as the defence shores up, squeezes together, makes it difficult for him. Now it's a grubber kick. Well, 4 times we've seen the left foot kick from Jeremiah Pye.
Yeah, third tackle, he really wants to go to the line, Kempy, and just play himself dummy and go from back himself to get over that line. He's got a ton of ability. Big man on little man, slippery. Just put the hammer down, try and get to that line because they won't stop him.
No, I just think he's been playing in second gear for most of this game, Jeremiah Pye. He's a huge talent and needs to be taking the ball a lot more at first receiver and bringing blokes onto it. Both the halfbacks, Jared Trott and Jeremiah, are playing a little bit too deep at the moment. They just need to threaten them more.
Fed by Pye. Now hit up time for Johnny Tucker. He's been fabulous off the bench, but the Lions are aware of his potential. Now it's Briggs. Another charging run. 3 from the line now. Harbour League. Can they get across? Remember, they're down to 12 men. The Lions. Vesiahi Paul is sidelined after receiving a sin bin. Popping the pass back dangerously. Unnecessary offload. 12 from the line. Up to play it now is Dylan Moses. Moses, now Hart, showing plenty of that as well, the big fella. 4 gone in the set of 6. 5 out from the try line. Still with Harbour League. Flat ball pass. Now it's with Pye. Pye works it for Trott. Trott sends it up the middle. Trott almost cuts them in 2. 5 from the line. Glasgow dummy half. Glasgow, Freeman needs the kick, that's good, that's sweet! Tui Samoa is in to score! Checking with the touching, all is well. Try time!
Jeremiah Pye, what a fantastic kick. The guy we spoke about before needed to get more involved. Tony Kemp said it before. Perfect guy, perfect kick, and Tui Samoa, the try-scoring whiz, scores the first try for Harbour League. Yeah, great work there, great lead-up, but the pressure had to be made. Down with 12 men, the Auckland Lions just couldn't sustain the defence, and as we see the ball comes across the Pye, just puts it off his left foot. And Tui Samoa had all the time in the world. And then goes across there, does the old see you later, but here is good work. Jeremiah Pye goes to the line. He's got good skills off the left foot, but like you in your old days, Kempy.
Absolutely outstanding play by Jeremiah Pye. There's a battle going on down here between Manuipu and Tui Samoa. Manuipu getting the honours in the first half, but Tui Samoa pulling him back there. Jeremiah Pye is the key to the winning of this game for Harbour League. He needs to get the ball in his hands more often, and he needs to take a direct route to the line and bring players on. He's got some tough kids in his team. You look at them, Daniel Bell, Dylan Moses, and of course that man Tane Hart's having an outstanding second half. They'll run into holes for you, mate. You just take me to the line.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right there, Kempy. Needs to be more direct and go to the line and play some more footy because he can get these guys going forward. And here you see Dwayne Glasgow lining up the kick from the sideline.
And it's a tough ask from Dwayne Glasgow. Will he be able to secure it? Let's ride it with him. This time it'll just fade and to the right-hand side of the post. We spoke to Tony Kemp about the need for them to score. They've duly done that. They can get another one in and really push their claims while Fisiahi's off the field.
And it's a good thing that they scored to help ease the pain of losing Puaval Samoa. He's got a suspected dislocated shoulder, so it appeared as though it's popped out and come back in, but he's not looking too healthy. And again, Sean Metcalf is still sitting on the bench with a sprained left ankle. So for the meantime, Harbour are down to 2 players on their bench.
Thank you, Tarahi. And of course, I must pay tribute there to Tui Samoa. He knew that if he had kept moving, he would have overrun the kick and been in front. Paused just momentarily on the 10-metre line, waited for the kick to come through, and it bounced up superbly for him. Back in the hunt, 14-4, 10-point split at the moment. And as you can see by the clock, 38 to play. 28 to play, excuse me. Right there, Sheridan Tucker. The ball should never have been delivered to him.
Calvin Wright comes up with a cracker of a tackle. But that pass should never have been passed. Puts Sione Tucker in huge amounts of pressure. Look at this pass. 2 men right on him. 20 metres out from your line. What are they doing?
Good option to go wide. Maybe just miss him out and hit the man in behind would have been ideal.
From the scrum base. Right. Mitchell! Marty Mitchell! He's away! He's through! He's in! Marty Mitchell is in for the Lions!
Oh, sensational stuff right from the base of the scrum. We see Marty Mitchell come off the right foot, and that's why he's in the team. One-on-one, he's very hard to defend against. And that all came from that Harbour mistake right from the kickoff. They put themselves right back under the hammer.
And all that good work that Harbour has sustained, the perfect try. and to throw it away, and Marty Mitchell should never have gone through there. It was a strong run, a strong carry. He's gone in away, a nice little decoy runner, right foot step, and hard-eye there, powers through. Fantastic work.
Yeah, I think he got on the outside of Joel Freeman got on the inside, just came off the right foot, on the outside. And that's what happens when you come across the field and you're stepping, and it's very slippery on top. It's the fence.
Well, with that try, was it a master stroke by Brent Gemmell to play Marty Mitchell. Raymond Iwane has played at number 6 throughout season 2007, much of it. But finals, a new man. And things falling into place for this crack outfit from Tamaki Makoto. Gee, they've been good this season. 3 from 3 for the young fullback. It's an outstanding year. He again raises the flags, making it increasingly difficult for Harbour League. Not impossible, but they'll have to put on something extra special. Here we get another look. Marty Mitchell shows it. Should never really have got around Freeman. Hart struggled. And Harbour League play.
Fellas, we've got 3 minutes on the bin down here for Dave Fitziassi before he gets back on the field. Harbour need to score. I'm also down here with Sonny Kavanagh at the moment. Sonny, what was said at half-time?
Attack-wise, I think we just got to sort of run a bit more in twos. We were just going by ourselves too much, which was isolating the boys on defence. So, yeah, if we can improve that, and just on defence, we'll just improve our technique. I think a lot of the boys are going too high, and they're sort of shrugging us off and getting the offloads away. So we're going to try and get them down a bit lower, and yeah, just try and lock that ball up.
Geez, in the last 2 weeks you've shown a lot of heart, mate. Come back to lose that game to the Lions in the major semi, and of course to get that win against the Bulls. You guys think you can still do it today?
Oh yeah, no, we've got 25 minutes left. There's still a bit of time. I mean, we're never down and out, eh? So hopefully the boys can just keep their heads up and just keep plugging away. Yeah.
All the best, mate. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tony. And to Sonny as well. I think they can hold their heads up. It's been a tough ask for them the last couple of weeks after that brutal encounter into extra time. Doesn't find touch.
Oh, that was good work there by Tanami Tawhia, the touch, he reckons. Well, I'd like to have another look at that because he did the old volleyball styles a la jump from inside the field of play.
It was a nice spike.
Well, it was a set, Kempy, a dig, mate.
Dig a set, a spike.
Never mind. Touchy said he's touched it. Jeez.
He's had a big game, that Touchy.
What's his name? Yeah, we've given him a rap this year, but he's had a couple of calls against Harbour. I want to see if he's from the Auckland Lions, Wairaka area.
They got to be careful here, the Harbour boys. If they go down another try, it could blow out. It's been a wonderful game so far, so hopefully they can stick at it.
Daniel O'Regan takes his eye off the ball and welcomes Harbour back into the game. They'll get the scrum feed 25 out from their own line. Already you see players rushing to set scrums. They know that the clock is their enemy.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be very important the next 15, 20 minutes. They can really get back into this game, Harbour. They really need to get some momentum.
Being thin on the interchange bench doesn't help their cause at all, Tony.
No, that's right. The Karen only cut 2 players left, and the big fellas in the middle, they sucked up a lot of juice in the early part of the first half, so Kenny McIntosh is going to have to make some big calls come late in this game if they are still in with a shot.
Yeah, I just think some of their forwards have been running too far off the advantage line, Kempy, just too deep. You know, they've got to play a little bit flatter. You know, even their first receiver just flat and a bit more width. They play too wide, they'll get them on the fringes.
A little bit of niggle still in this match here.
Look, T, down here on ground zero, mate, where me and Tiari are holding you blokes up, it's absolutely frenetic, the pace of the game. And the hits, you can hear them, the crunching, the bones. Richie, you wouldn't know what that felt like. Maybe and T were in the front, always taking it for you. But it's grand final day, mate, and these boys are playing their hearts out.
Dwayne Glasgow puts a kick up, only a fraction over, as you can see by his response. Disappointment etched upon his face.
Hold. And the advantage is over from the bench. Fisiahi is no longer on the bin, but he's substituted by Eddie Purcell.
Shut it up.
A substitution to come on at this time of the game. Nearly 60 minutes. Eddie Purcell comes on for the Auckland Lions. Real impact player.
Fabulous off the bench. He's been right throughout the year. As you can see, that's pulled out somewhat. The suspected dislocated shoulder. So Regan. Once again, back it comes now to Eddie Purcell. Up and away again goes Purcell. 42 from their own line now. Lions will play it. Wig directed the traffic well. Matty Stern has been solid. And Bulldozing run up the middle of the track. Mitchell, cut out ball wide. Nicely weighted too. Now it comes to Suniula. Suniula taking in the tackle of Dylan Moses.
Back here, back here.
Assistance there from Danny Bell. Wig. The big man, Dylan Davis, out the back door, still alive. Now it's Sala Fa'alongo. We know what he can do. Fa'alongo gets it right. And that will, I think, put the nail in the coffin. 20 minutes to play. And another good try scored by the Lions. What an outfit.
Yeah, it certainly is. What an outfit, but great lead-up work. There he is, that man once again, Sala Fa'alongo down their right-hand corridor, wreaking havoc once again with shredding the North Harbour defence. And that man, Dave Fisiahi, goes in, but great work, lead-up work by Sala Fa'alongo. We talked about him all year. What a dangerous, and just one flash of brilliance to absolutely captivate the Harbour defence. And there he goes through. Here's the ball, gets it on the outside, bang, comes off the right, left, in and away again, bang, beats the defence, pops the ball up. Oh, perfect stuff. Dave Fisiahi won't get an easier try than that, and he knows it.
Yeah, it's fantastic work. Sala Fa'alongo was too quick for Jeremiah Pai. In and away, look at that. Too quick, and Timoni Tafea couldn't even handle him. Well, at 6.4, he's a big unit, and he can run.
Well, exactly, and I think you're right there, Kempe. It might just blow out now. 20 minutes to go. Harbour really got to focus on just doing the little things right. Just their mistakes are costing them themselves.
Well, there was a hint of a forward pass here, that last ball from Sala Fa'alongo out to Dave Fisiahi, but catching Damon Trott stuck out there in the set away. We know, and you don't want to give Sala Fa'alongo view up. This is in front.
I just have a couple of problems here with our radio mic side. We'll get that sorted.
Yeah, Kempe's run out of batteries. He's used them all up. They'll energise the man down there.
Actually, do you remember we had an impact sort of a play in the Kiwis to slow the ball down? So Kempe used to come on as a replacement and slow the play the ball down.
Certainly
the game down, actually. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant.
You guys are struggling up there today to get some ammunition.
Ammunition. Yep, you just said it there.
There's the kickoff. There'll be some disappointment in the North Harbour squad looking down the barrel of a 20-point defeat. They're a plenty proud outfit, and expect them to come back here. They need the football, though, and they need it at this end of the park. Dylan Davis, again with his characteristic leg drive, push forward, carry 2 or 3 players with him. Stern.
You can see the Harbour League forwards bunching up, trying to come in for the big hits, really make an impact, see if they can knock the ball down.
They've protected against Sala Fa'alongo's right-hand raids pretty well today. Had one chance, and when you look, when he received the ball, there were 3 defenders there. Was able to get outside Damon Trott, and that created the overlap that allowed Fisiahi to score and around to improve his lot 2 underneath the pass. 24-4 with 18 to play here in the grand final. Now, the last in history of Bartercard Cup as Pulubi Tafea takes the ball forward. He'll play it on the 20-metre line.
This is where the game is won. Metres gained, 977 for the Auckland Lions, Harbour League 508, and that's on the back end of Dylan Davis, Julian Neal, Matthew Stern, and Eddie Purcell.
Yeah, we talked about it before the start of the game. Richie laying that forward foundation, and as you just said there, the Auckland Lions have definitely had the upper hand in getting over that advantage line.
Playing for pride now, the Harbour Lions. Neho Popata. Wide it comes, cut out ball, Trott finds Freeman. They tell a lie, it's Danny Bell with the ball. Bell, 40 out from his own line. 5th and final tackle now on Harbour League. Wayne Glasgow will go to dummy half. And across to Trott. Pokes one through, hoping the bounce is sweet for his teammates. Checked at. Was it played at, though, by the fullback? That's the question, or Murray Wepu, in actual fact. One would think not, but Touchy will make the call. As you can see, Joel Freeman not happy with the referee's decision. I tend to agree with the touch judge's call. Here's the kick through. There's nothing much that Murray Wepu could do about that team.
No, definitely not. It's not played out there. He sort of just stood there in the way. You can see the kick through.
Okay, heads in, loose. Out.
for the Lions, looking to roar once again in 2007.
Well, 17 minutes to go in the match, and they definitely have got the upper hand. Here he is once again, Dylan Davis. Been outstanding for the Lions today.
Absolutely fantastic. It's been a real top draw game from the big fella. He'd have to go some way towards player of the day as well. We'll be choosing that at the latter stage of the match, but he certainly put his hand up. Dylan Davis having a barnstorming match.
I tell you, the difference of the game is in the two halves. Both Calvin Wright and the other man in the number 6 jersey, Marty Mitchell, have been outstanding for the Lions as far as making sure that they laid a platform before they've gone over the advantage line. And of course, you're going to see a little bit more fun, fellas. With 15 minutes to go, the halfbacks are going to cut loose.
Now, there'll be a penalty for stripping here, but at first glance it seemed that Anthony lost the football. We'll have another little squizzy at it. There's a couple of the stalwarts of the Lions' efforts over the years. My apologies.
Here it is.
The Lions, well, they've been the form team, Richie Barnett. They were the minor premiers. They led the competition from go to woe, few challenges, lost just one through the season. Here he goes again, Dylan Davis. Take your hat off.
Come on, Wax.
To him, someone decides to take his trowel off for him. Back up on the inside comes Purcell. He's been good too, as Purcell.
Don't work
It's Mitchell tackled with the football. Now it's Howard Matthews. Wing, flat ball, playing with a supreme confidence at the moment. Bullet passes wide. Anthony Swan, the old campaigner. Alu Wepu is there, 4 gone. Freeman makes the tackle. 35 out from the line. Little dummy. O'Regan. Away from 1, then 2, then lays it on as well for Webb. Corner run for Wepu. And Wepu comes close.
Yeah, certainly comes very, very close. Good work there by O'Regan to get through 2 or 3 defenders, kept those legs going, popped out the ball to the left-hand side to Manuipu. He was flying down the sideline, but he just got tackled by the flagpole.
Yeah, look at this replay. Short ball, he's loaded the ground. And good work from Harbour League to come across.
Yeah, Joel Freeman and then Dwayne Glasgow, here he goes.
That's fantastic work.
It's by the cover defenders, the 2 little men over there on the right-hand side.
It hasn't, it's all over you.
Let's pay some tribute to Brent Gemmell. He's introduced us to some fine talents, hasn't he? You look at the likes of young Howie Matthews, Eddie Purcell, Manu Wepu.
Heads in, all heads, wait
fresh
on,
names,
Jared.
very skillful. And it's great to see them elevated into the top squad. Just 18 years of age for a guy like Howie Matthews. It's been a hoot this year to actually call footy with a myriad of top number 1s. It's been one of the standouts of the season, really, the number 1s that we've been able to watch in action this season.
Absolutely, it's been fantastic to see a lot of quality number 1s around the Bartercard Cup, and even in the under-18 side we've seen a couple of standouts. And here at North Harbour on attack.
Paul Pucker scragged by Manu Wepu.
Yeah, a little bit late now. They can throw the ball wide, but they should have probably been doing that a little bit earlier. They can't be trying to throw the ball wide and give their centres, Neil Porpata and Sean Utter, being virtually non-existent in the match so far.
It was a strange move to have somebody like Sean Utter, who we know, glide across the field when given a chance. A precious little ball this afternoon. Glasgow to Jeremiah Pye. Pye with the cutout ball, looking for an intercept. Doesn't come off for him. Out wide was Suniula.
And that was shut the gate if Suniula could take that ball off that pass there by Jeremiah Pye. We've got Dion Briggs and Sione Tucker looking for that last bit of impact for Harbour League this year to come back off the bench. Looks like a double interchange here. Sione Tucker and Dion Briggs will be back on any minute.
Yeah, the big double whammy, just like the ones you get from Burger King, Kempy.
That was last night, mate, me and my boy, double Whopper burger, beautiful.
Play on, says the referee, rightfully as well. Once Trott realised that he was in a position where he could have been charged with shepherding, immediately pulled up. No complaints. Played the ball, Glasgow. Now Trott. Trott moves it on, finds Bell. Bell taken. Swan, Anthony Swan, great to have him in the senior ranks as well. Getting back to the game. What a mix of old and young this team is. The likes of Sturm and O'Neill, Swan. Bouncing out of tackles left, right and centre, but still unable to cross the lines. Can be tough here. Samoa, up the middle they come now. This time, wind up time, but the Lions will not let them cross. They'll protect their lair well. Glasgow finds Trump, who dives for the line. Turnover.
Leave it there, don't walk off the mark.
It's been a real feature of the Auckland Lions. The defence has been on song all game. The speed off the line has been superb in the first half. Defence wins games, and they've certainly been the best for today.
Yeah, good work. Eddie Purcell gets in nice and low, gets away.
Hold out wide. Offside, we get on.
That went so close to being a 4-pointer.
Well, we look at Manuitu, who's been outstanding for the Auckland Lions today on that left-hand side. Another contender for player of the match. I'm sure we'll see him in the future. And so will this kid here, Eddie Purcell, Impact Player of the Year, along with Dion Briggs and Sione Tucker.
Get back now.
It'd be great to see Eddie Purcell's career develop too. He seems to have the goods, doesn't he? He is just a young man. This guy here, super Kelvin. Late tackle on Kelvin Wright too in the background.
Penalty.
Would warranted that. Yeah, and the referee did see it, or his touch, he certainly did.
Don't.
Well,
Calvin Wright just taking off the ball there late, a bit late to do that. They probably should have tried to do it in the first 5 minutes if they were going to do that.
Let's have another look at a man we believe will go a long way in the code. This is Eddie Purcell, not yet 20, full of confidence,
quick calls,
aggressive
quick
running,
calls, here we are.
powerfully built.
Holding.
I think for Eddie Purcell in the future is he has to make up a decision about where he wants to play. Whether it's going to be back row, front row, or he might end up playing hooker. Because of his stature, that might be the only thing against him, Dale.
Come on, move.
Could make a good rake, all right, Eddie Purcell. Gee, works well off the bench too. Julian O'Neill gets another ball wide.
Play it now, leave it now.
Matthews, it looks. O'Neill. Wow, he's shown us this afternoon the benefits of his many years of playing top flight footy. It's their senior players, Richie Barnett, who have really stood up.
Three in the tackle then.
Absolutely.
Hold.
Julian O'Neill,
on the line,
experience,
boys.
Matthew Sturm, Regan Wigg, Calvin Wright's just orchestrated the team around. And look, there's Julian O'Neill now with a little flick pass, reminiscent of Jason Smith last night.
There's Calvin Wright. And hardly put a foot wrong. Down the skipper.
Hold. No earlies.
He took a hit there. You don't see Calvin Wright get hurt very much.
What do we got here, boys?
It looks as though he felt something go.
Yeah, it's not his shoulder or anything. We'll see a hit there. Look, collarbone could be bang. There, it's landed on his shoulder. Could be popped his shoulder or his collarbone. We think Tui Samoa's all that weight on top of him. Sione Tucker, he's not.
Yeah, he's just done the shoulder.
Yeah.
Broken shoulder or dislocation or something.
Poor bloke, Calvin Wright being outstanding and one of the mainstays for the Auckland Lions this year.
We just heard Dave Pakiito say on his referee's mic there that looks like Calvin Wright's dislocated his shoulder.
Where was that, Dave Pakia? Who did you say, Kempy?
Dave Pakiito, Dave Pakiito.
Homai te Pakiito. Well, look, it's a real shame for Calvin Wright. What a way to go, really, in just the last few moments of a season to pop your shoulder. That's not what he deserved, but you know, that's footy. It's a fair, tough tackle.
Well, it is. It's just, especially that sort of weight, and I mean, like that sort of weight coming down on you. I've had it before, and you break your collarbone. And if you're talking about weight, you know, the Tawara Nikos, the Tony Kemps of this world.
Well, the forwards, Richie and you fellas just look good in the backs, buddy. That's what it's all about, you know.
Well, we make you guys look good. Put it that way.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been one heck of a game, and I can only salute this Auckland Lions team. They've been a powerhouse throughout this year and also years past. And, you know, every competition needs a benchmark to set itself to, and they have been the form team of this competition, and they deserve their place here this afternoon as we count down towards full time. 24-4. It's been a dominant display. We've already mentioned how their experienced players have led them so well. And Kelvin Wright sadly for him, will finish the game not quite how he had anticipated.
Definitely poor fella there. You know, he won't want to come off. He's looking in a bit of pain, and no player likes coming off, especially in a grand final, especially when you've led the team around the field. So, you know, big ups to Calvin Wright. Hope his shoulder gets well very soon. And obviously in a lot of discomfort and pain there, so we just wish Calvin all the best and a quick and speedy recovery.
Well, certainly Tucker's a big man, and he just fell awkwardly. There was nothing in it, nothing untoward, certainly. But a disappointing way to conclude the action with 10 to play.
Well, I'm sure he'll still be having a few champagnes tonight, or a few beers like they will out the Auckland Lions club rooms tonight, celebrating the victory in the changing sheds afterwards. I'm sure after a few drinks, that shoulder will feel pretty good. Richie used to have a few painkillers back in the day, didn't you?
Oh, I had too many. Too many.
Okay, here we
nice
go.
cold beer is always good after a game.
Well, they certainly would have deserved it. It's been a dominant performance here from the team that went into the match as favourites. Not surprisingly, when one considers the dominance that they've had on the competition table right throughout the year. It's been a complete performance.
Well, let's not forget North Harbour, Dale. They've not here just making up the numbers, mate. They've been competitive all year. As we see another try here, in the corner, Andrews Sunuila scores on the right-hand side for the Lions, and that'll just about wrap it up.
Well, if it wasn't wrapped up already, and now it's tied up in a bow. That was a very good effort, but again, another try, and it shouldn't have been scored. Defence lapsed, and close to the line like that, I think North Harbour will be taking a look at themselves, but one can't condemn them too much. You know, that their heads are down somewhat. They realise this one's out of touch for them, and they're really just playing down the clock now. And another fine try for the Auckland Lions, make the scoreline that much more impressive.
Yeah, Regan Wigg throwing another short ball, just like he did with Julian Anir in the first half. Little short ball, and the run was superb, straight through two players. You got to look back in the first half with Harbour League when they had opportunities on their line, and they dropped the ball in the second or third tackle. You can't afford to do that in finals football. It'll come back to bite you.
Let's have a look at Howie Matthews, one of the standout players for Bartercard. 2007, he hits it, and it'll stay hit, but it won't add to the scoreline at all. An impressive scorecard for the Auckland Lions. Dominated. Certainly after they scored a try straight after that half-time break, Tony Kemp got them into good footing, and they've been able to go on with it in the second half.
That's right, and they've dominated this game right from woe to go. Auckland Lions have been outstanding both in defence and offence, scoring enough points in the game to show them why they have been the top team this year, and will hold the last Bartercard Cup up and put it in their trophy cabinet for years to come. Look back on what was a great season by the Auckland Lions. But Harbour League, on the other hand, just not able to kick with it as they get a break going down here on the left-hand side, but just not able to compete with them early on in the game. Their halves didn't step up to the mark, and of course that Lions defence just snuffed them out. Well done, Auckland Lions.
Well done, Auckland Lions. I know you had a soft spot for Harbour League living over that side, but it wasn't to be today. As Sean Metcalf, who's playing with a gammy ankle, again, has plenty of character to drive forward, even though he's got the Pakuru Waiwai. Inside ball, Jeremiah Pai, he's been well contained by the Lions defence, who realised that he was the danger man. He's not been able to dictate terms as he might have liked. Sione Tucker gets a late pass from said Jeremiah. Out of dummy half we go, up the middle, lacking ideas at the moment. North Harbour, cut out ball to Tui Samoa, as we say, wishing Tui all the very best in his next challenge. And if he's good enough to get into that Cowboys outfit, he'll know full well he's playing with some of the best in the business.
Yeah, well, just another wasted opportunity for Harbour. Just haven't taken all their chances all here today. They'll be disappointed. Kenny McIntosh and Jason will be very disappointed, but not from lack of effort, but from lack of execution and their game plan. That's what's really let them down today. The effort has been outstanding. It's just about playing smart football coming to grand finals. And for them today, you know, their halves just really haven't dominated, and their forwards haven't laid the foundation. Well, here we go. It's only 7 minutes to go. Sorry, 6 minutes to go in the game. And for us, it's, well, interesting to see how they're going to finish this game off with Harbour. We look at the Auckland Lions.
Move now!
You know, they'll just be going into cruise mode. They want to finish the game on this strong note.
Wepu, one player who's had a superb game, managed to get a penalty. And there the number 3, Piripi Niho Popata. The 13, should I say, Sean Metcalf.
Well, fellas, let me know, who do you think has been the most valuable player out here in Mount Smart Stadium today?
Although we can't tell you because these guys are choosing the player of the day. Mekwe Hockey, what's your thoughts, Tony?
Oh, look, I think he's been outstanding, that man there carrying the football. He started the game, he's done the job right from the start. Eddie Purcell, 19 years of age, potential junior Kiwi to play the junior Kangaroos later on the season. And another bloke who had an outstanding game was Dylan Davis. I think when he came on the football field, the game changed a lot, and he bent the line enough to let these halves and these centres and the likes of Salafaloga have some fun out here. So there's a couple for you, fellas, but I don't want to do your job for you.
Yeah, no, definitely not, Kevin. There's some good players out there, and it has to come from the Auckland Lions side. Somebody who's been outstanding all year and who's gone off with a shoulder injury. I think Calvin Wright has been the man today, definitely leading his side around. But you've got to put your hand up. Dylan Davis has been outstanding too. I think he's produced a classic front rowers game in this conditions.
There's the chip, looking for the bounce now. It's Harbour League. Chased down, a spirited run from Fisiahi once again. Changing the angle goes the Tongan International. I'm not quite sure who might be hanging up their boots after today's match. There's a couple who you think might consider that, i.e. Matthew Sturm, Julian O'Neill. They're ashamed to see Regan Wigg hanging them up. He's playing good ball. And it seems now that you can contribute to your mid-30s, as these men are showing. But with the added benefits of having some spark around you, born of youth. This is a tremendous formula that Brent Gemmell has got working here with the Lions. And wish him well as he transfers those skills back to the new and invigorated competition that should spark great interest among league followers next season.
I'll be interested to see what happens with Harbour next year. They've got some players that will be leaving their ranks, and the likes of Tui Samoa and that. They've got a good young team coming through the ranks, so it'll be interesting to see how they pan out for next year.
Yeah,
and also with the Lions, Richie.
Yeah, absolutely. Tane Hart, Jeremiah Pye. These are sort of experienced players. Will they be here next year? Will be sorely missed if they aren't to come back into the competition, or a competition next year, whatever that may be.
Indeed, and of course we have a new structure for Auckland, the Fox Championship reinvigorated, 16 teams and zonal play, regional play. So it's a pretty exciting new dynamic for rugby league from 2008. But we take our hats off to the efforts that all of the squads have made for Bartercard this season. There's Tui Samoa. In fact, it's Dwayne Glasgow, kicks towards the western touchline. Disappointing for them today. One try. We'll get a chance after the match too to hear from the captains. We'll announce the player of the day. And of course the presentations of Bartercard Cup with New Zealand Rugby League. It's here in a big afternoon of sport on Māori television, as we continue to bring you more and more coverage of the efforts our people are making in many different codes. Damon and Jared Trott, both are giving great service for Kenny McIntosh and Jason Lowry, who I think will be pretty comfortable with their efforts this season, T. It would be great to see them back into action with one of those squads in the Fox next year. As we see Sean Utter with the ball, he's hardly had, seems hardly have touched it all game.
Yeah, I've only seen him touch it on 3 or 4 different occasions, Sean Utter. Their strike weapons, and they really haven't been gone to them today.
Julian Tucker has been devastating as an attack weapon from the interchange bench, a rather forlorn looking Kelvin Wright.